Okay. What's up, everybody? I'm actually about to eat lunch, so we're just gonna kind of chill for a minute. The NDA, or the non-disclosure agreement for the Elden Ring network test that was given to a few people early, just lifted about 30 minutes ago, I think. So all the YouTubers and streamers who got early access to play the network test have officially uploaded their reactions and like their playing of it and like kind of their thoughts and shit. So we're just gonna kind of hang out. We're just gonna chill, and we're gonna watch the Elden Ring stuff and just kind of get a look at it. I do want to disclose before starting this stream, if you do not want to be spoiled for Elden Ring, you need to leave. I'm talking right now. You need to get the fuck out of here. So, you've had your warning. You've had your warning. Let us begin. We're gonna actually start by watching Vati, because Vati's, I don't know, he's one of my favorite. I'm actually gonna turn the volume down a little bit on this, though. Vati doesn't have a 100% grasp on all lore things, but I mean, he does a good enough job, and his quality is top tier, so... Oh shit, I need to restart this from the beginning. Let us begin this from the beginning.
So welcome to the early access preview of Elden.
Yeah, so we're just hanging out, we're chilling, taking it easy, guys. Welcome to chat, welcome, welcome.
This part has been sectioned off for the network test, but it's still absolutely massive.
Damn, this game looks crisp. Too bad the quality is not very high on this video, though. Let me see if I can alter that. I am watching this on my fucking Xbox right now, so, like... Oh, it's set to 1440p, so, well, it should look as good as it possibly can, then. Whatever. I'm not worried about it.
Of course you have.
Damn, this looks good, though.
I'm gonna keep exploring.
It looks good. Oh, look at that. It looks like some iron or something on the rock right there he could have mined, I'm assuming. Farming some animals.
A bit player, fully divorced from the strength.
I'm not gonna lie, the health bar, the mana bar, and the stamina bar look super basic. But, I'm not actually complaining. I actually kind of like the simplicity of it. Hopefully the game will actually stay that way once it comes out. Oh. How much mana does it cost him to cast that? Okay. So with his current FP, he could probably cast that about 30 times, I would say, if he was just casting that spell over and over again. That's not bad.
To remind you what kind of game you're playing.
This is that mini-boss we saw, isn't it? Or someone similar to it.
Church nearby.
The Tree Sentinel.
In a minute, because he can't get in there.
Oh man, this looks so good.
Destroy it.
This is exactly what I wanted. I just wanted Dark Souls 4, basically. And it looks like this is going to be very, very faithful to that, so...
Pretty cool.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull chat up real quick, guys. There we go. Oh, this little dude has a donkey. What the hell? That's kind of funny. Why does he look like Santa Claus? What the fuck? He's got like some crystals in his hat.
I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
What the hell's he holding?
You know, if you can spare the room.
I can't tell if it's a fishing pole or... Oh, wait.
A crafting kit allows you to make basic.
We're gonna pause this for just a moment. So the class he chose is a level 5. It has 16 intelligence. He starts with 109 FP, and his Arcane and Faith are only 5, so that means Arcane does not determine FP. It is 100% the Mind stat, so Mind will determine your memory slots and your FP, which is good. That's what I was hoping for. Let's see, did anything else change from the footage we saw? I don't think so. This guy's stock here. He sells 2 spirit summons, the telescope. It looks like maybe a map or something. longsword, bastard sword, the Kalige, the battle axe, the large club, some type of lance, it appears, a buckler, torch, leather shield, a short bow, it looks like, some kind of recurve bow, it almost looks like, and then some standard fletched arrows. Okay. I'm liking it. Let's keep looking here.
Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration.
He
Goodbye.
starts with the winged spear.
Nice to do business.
So buying the crafting kit.
Ooh, is this where you level your weapons up? You can do it yourself, maybe?
Making some bone knives now from animal bones that I found out in the world.
Oh no, you picked up a
That's how you craft
shard.
most of the
Smithing
items that
stone
we're familiar to
shard.
from Dark Souls,
Interesting.
like
That must be the new
fireballs,
Titan.
Prism stones. You make these things from the materials that you farm.
Oh man, this game looks so
I also just
good.
equipped a
Look at the
spirit summon.
deer.
That's another thing I bought from Kale. Spirit summons are items. They use
There's like
FP
two
to cast
rabbits
and
or
summon
like squirrel
spirit
type
elements.
enemies. Yeah, they
You'll
look
see
like
them soon.
big squirrels.
So right there, I
So his heavy
guard
attack
counter.
guard
Do this
counter
by
did
blocking the attack, then follow it
48
up with
damage,
another
and
attack.
his spell
Does
does
a lot of
40
doesn't
damage, I
ton
think,
of
per hit.
posture
So
damage,
it's pretty
and
well
another
balanced.
critical attack often.
I would say magic
Highly
is pretty
recommend
well
getting the hang
balanced.
of that.
Oh, this
Okay, another thing I'm getting the hang
sword
of is
spell
the range
looks
of
very
carrying
slow. I
piercing.
wonder if it has any
One of the
form of
spells that the
tracking
sorcerer
on
knight
it.
starts with. Sorcery's strong.
If it
It's
doesn't have
balanced.
tracking, I don't
like
see
it.
anyone using that in PvP. It seems really easy to dodge.
You see that statue on the
Okay,
right?
there's the
That's a statue on
Marika
the right.
statue.
It's essentially another type of checkpoint. You see them in
Oh, what's
different
up, Payman?
areas.
Welcome
If
back.
I was to die in this area,
We're just hanging out,
here,
watching some of this
then I was
footage from
gonna
Elden
die
Ring.
instantly.
Yeah,
Things
the
that if
NDA
you
just
die with stealth, you click in
just ran out, so everyone's uploading their footage. We're just checking it out. Crimson Crystal Tier. That must be an Estus shard.
will alert nearby enemies, and it can get out of hand pretty quickly.
Yeah, because the Estus flask is called a
I'm making my way
Crimson
this.
Tears
This
flask, I think is what it said.
map fragment.
Oh, a map fragment.
Very important.
Interesting.
The map is just a blur without it, so don't go past without getting
Cool.
this.
This is very Dark Souls
So,
3, but you will
There's
not
a
hear
reason
me
why
complain a
you're
single
going
bit.
to want to stealth through this
Flask of Cerulean Tears.
that horn. Most enemies here carry it, and it
Oh,
alerts the
shit.
entire camp to your presence.
He has
And
just
for
started a
situations like this, I
fucking
think
war.
that spirit summons were designed.
Oh, look at those spirit summons, dude. That's cool as shit.
Cleave through enemies.
Oh,
more
nice.
effectively.
That spell can hit multiple targets at once. That's good. I thought it was more of a single target kind of thing. Is this from the trailer? No, this is actual network test footage.
I'm doing some pretty good damage here, but as soon as the wolves die and everyone turns to face you, you kind of realize you're hopelessly outmatched. So, spirit summons can also act as a distraction for you to.
Come on, Vati, you can fight those guys. Fight him. He's not gonna fight him. He looks like he's running away. I wonder if he's got access to the horse at this point in the network test. It's very interesting. Oh, there's a Grace here. Okay.
This is a really.
He has some kind of buff on the left side of the screen if you pay attention. It's called Determination. I wonder what that's all about. Very curious. You know, I wasn't a fan of this sorcerer's armor the first time I saw it because of the helmet, but it's kind of growing on me.
Greetings.
Is this live? No, this is not live. You can look this up on YouTube right now and fast forward through it, rewind through it, whatever you want to do. It's ready to go. This is a Vati video. Here, I'll pull his name up real quick. Up at the very top left of the screen, Vati video. We're just hanging out. We're watching.
I offer you an
I'm waiting on my dinner, or not my dinner, my breakfast / lunch to get done cooking. So we're just kind of chilling.
Heard of the Finger Maidens?
Finger Maidens? What the hell?
They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished.
The Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the
But you,
tarnished.
I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden turning rune fragments into strength to aid
Okay.
you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
So the goal of the game is to get to the foot of the Erd Tree?
Ring. Use it to traverse great distances. It will
Spectral
find a
steed whistle.
steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you.
Torrent?
Treat him with respect.
Now we have our mount.
The horse is called Torrent.
Take us to some points of interest.
The graphics are bad?
I just marked 3 beacons.
No, dude, you need to look at this on your own screen. You're watching a live stream of a video. So this has been compressed 2 times.
Control scheme.
There's no way you can
Now,
call
I
this
just
bad.
say,
This does not look
Elden,
bad by any
that's
means.
so much
If you
better.
think this looks bad, your expectations are way too high. For a game developed during the coronavirus pandemic
So much fun.
in such short amount of time, this
So make
looks
sure you
fucking
visit one.
fantastic.
She also lets you level up.
Share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
Groveside Cave.
In my opinion, it is perhaps the most important early game location that you can visit. The
Oh my
enemies are
god, this
difficult,
looks so good.
but the rewards you get are insane.
A wolf's den. Oh, that's cool as hell. Damn, the big wolf's kind of beefy. The sorceries go through the air a lot slower than I thought they would. That's actually quite surprising. Let's see if he blocks that. Okay, that didn't take too much of his stamina to block, so stability on that shield looks fairly
This is
good.
the first
Oh
real
my
weapon.
god, he just got the twin blade.
My weapon of choice in this network test. You'll see why.
Of course the Demon Souls remake looks better than this. The Demon Souls remake is based on a game from 2009 that's tiny as hell and was literally built to look as pretty as possible to sell PlayStation 5s.
Also do
This is made for last-gen consoles and current-gen consoles.
So
How
fire
can you
is
expect
what
it to
better
look like Demon
weapon
Souls
than
remake if it's going to be on last-gen
Requires
consoles?
requires root resin
Like,
from a tree,
put your
and salted
expectations in
fertilizer
check.
from the wildfires. It's very good against this Bloodborne-esque boss.
Oh my god. He's like a beast man.
So you're probably starting to understand why I like the twin blade. Its default weapon art is very strong, and it even starts.
Oh god, it looks so good.
On the left side of the screen, you can see what weapon art.
I'm not gonna lie, the simplicity of the HUD and the health bar of the enemy, the damage numbers, the health bar that appears above enemies, it's so simple and basic as hell, but it looks so clean, it's easy to read. I really like it. I think it looks fantastic.
The Beastman.
The
drops
Viridian Amber
which
Medallion.
increases your maximum stamina.
Increases maximum
That in the
stamina.
chest
Flask
is
of...
why we're here.
Fuck, what did that say?
Flask of wondrous physic. So let's return to a site of grace. and check
God
it out.
damn, this looks so good.
Conveniently, this beam
Yeah,
of
Twin
light
Blade looks amazing. I think everyone can agree with that. The Twin Blades, it was the best thing coming back.
Hopefully this frees up a little bit of design space for From Software, allowing them to design deeper dungeons that don't need to loop back around. Anyway, now we have the ability to mix wondrous physic at a site of lost grace. Here, you combine tears that you find out in the world to create a potion with custom effects. Now, we
Really?
only have one of these flasks, but you know the best bit? These replenish when you sit at a site of lost grace.
No
So you
way.
get a ton of use out of these. Here I'm picking
Dude, that is amazing. The crafting is not cancerous. It's actually good.
Part of a temple in the sky. These hollow enemies digging in the ground and wandering the lands between. Are full
Oh
of
man,
madness.
I am so
According to an
hype right
article
now.
description,
I cannot believe I didn't get access to this fucking network test. Oh, it makes me so salty.
aimlessly.
This looks just like Dark Souls 3, and that is not a bad thing.
Play flow to it, where you go seamlessly from the open world
Stormfoot
to these tight
Catacombs.
dungeons. This second one we're exploring, the Stormford Catacombs, it feels a lot like a chalice dungeon from Bloodborne.
Oh my god. This is absolutely phenomenal. Fever's Cookbook or
These heavy
Fever's
doors
Cookbook.
require you to go deeper into the dungeon and unlock them.
Does that unlock crafting recipes, perhaps? Damn, those things are weak to magic. When he hits those, it
These
does
dungeons are
67
full of
damage.
traps and ambushes. You're gonna want to keep your shield up, but there's some things that your shield can't really protect you against.
Oh, this does remind me of the Chalice dungeons. Oh my god, I can't wait to explore these. This is going to be an absolute treat.
To a crisp here. We're in this dungeon specifically to find one of my favorite Ashes of War. An Ash of War is essentially a skill that
Gargoyles?
you can assign to your weapon, shield, catalyst, or talisman. The Twin
Cool.
Blade has a
Dude,
really
that
good
weapon art on the
as you
Twin
can
Blade
see,
is
but
phenomenal
I believe there's one
looking.
in
Oh
here
my
that's even
god.
better, and it really suits the sorcerer build.
Somewhere a heavy door has
As you can
opened.
probably expect, every dungeon has a main boss at the end.
Cool.
And sometimes in the middle of it. That last boss looked like it was inspired by Bloodborne, but this one is the nightmare fuel.
What in the fuck is that? Burial Tree Watchdog? What the fuck? It's like a living statue.
Oh yeah, so the Flask of Wondrous Physic that we mixed does two things. First, it restores my health, but then it also gets rid of it, because I explode. But the explosion does way more to the enemy than it does to us.
That's actually kind of cool.
Side of the screen, there's a little
Risk
symbol, looks
reward.
like a gravestone. This lets you know that you can summon.
Nice.
And once again, these wolf boys are a very powerful tool. Maybe too powerful. I'm not really sure where I stand on spirit summons yet.
They don't do a
Bosses
lot of
clearly
damage
have
per
a
hit,
lot
but
of
just
AoE
being able to
attacks now,
draw
but
aggro away
some
from
bosses
you
do
gives you the
reiterate
opportunity to
summons
deal the
instantly.
damage that needs to
But
be
the fact
dealt.
remains, if you
Oh,
want
shit.
to be at your most
Alright guys, give me just a moment. My food is completely done. Let me go get that out of the oven and I will be right back. Oh, this is so good. I'm so hyped right now. Man, this fucking video footage has got me beyond hyped. Like, I thought the fucking footage they showed us the other day looked good. Dude, actually seeing live gameplay has completely, like, escalated my hype levels. It looks even better than I could have hoped for. Not gonna lie.
powerful.
Alright, let's
It is gonna
begin.
almost always be a good idea to summon your spirits when you can, because they don't cost that much FP, and they distract the boss long enough for you to do a ton of damage. This one didn't even die, it just dodged out of the way all the time.
Ash
I'll be
of
interested
War
to see
Glint
how
Sword
From Software decides
Arc.
to balance these. In my opinion, they should be careful about making these too strong, but hey, that's the Dark Souls formula, right? Like, there's no easy mode, but there are in-game ways to make your character more powerful.
I like how
and
he...
in-game
Oh, he's
ways
going back to the Grace,
find
never mind.
solutions
Last
to difficult
leveling
encounters
up. Oh!
and
Oh,
is the best way to.
oh, yeah. Okay. We get to look at all the goodies here. I'd like to go back to the frame where he actually
There are in-game
starts
ways
to
make
move
your
stats
character
around.
more powerful and
Oh,
there are
excuse me,
in-game
guys. That
ways
fucking soda
to
I drank is
find
giving me hell right now.
solutions to difficult.
Okay. So increasing your vigor in this game will not only increase all of your resistances, it increases all of your defenses. It increases your maximum HP. And it looks like that's everything. Going up 2 levels gives him 54. So, yeah, I'd say close to about 20 to 25 HP per level. So I'd say diminishing returns are 100% a thing. Oh, sorry, guys. I was neglecting chat. Do you think this game is going to have the Moonlight Greatsword? Katao in an interview with Fextra Life said it wasn't in Sekiro, so it's bound to show up sometime. Which, if you ask me, is basically a guarantee of him saying, yeah, it's in the game. We just can't tell you that yet. Okay.
Encounters, and that is the
Okay.
best way to
Leveling
do it,
up looks
so
basically
there are cool
Dark Souls
additions
3. It
and
doesn't look any different, really.
So, anyway, what we just got is an Ash of War, which you can designate to a
nice.
weapon here at the bonfire. They're really interesting. Ashes of War add a different weapon art or skill to your weapon.
What
That's
did he
this one
do
is.
here?
It
Oh,
summons
it's
4
homing soul
homing
mass,
souls
but it
that
looks like
stay with you even on
swords.
horseback. Look at this.
Dude, that's cool as
This is powerful.
hell. Damn.
Maybe too powerful.
Pretty
You'll see what I
effective.
mean later on in the video. But the other interesting thing about Ashes of War is that they can also be used to easily assign scaling to your weapon. This Ash of War, the Glint Sword Arc, for example, let me choose between keeping standard scaling or intelligence scaling. Every Ash of War is like this, and the best thing about it is it lets you be more flexible with your build, whereas in Dark Souls you had to go to Andre and smith your weapon appropriately. The worst part is that now your scaling and your ideal scaling might be locked behind a weapon art you don't want to use. Hitting that turtle gave me one of the few frame drops I think I've ever seen while playing this game. I mean, you guys can see for yourselves, it looks and plays great on PlayStation 5. And roaming the open world, man, the amount of content in here is staggering. So many.
Oh, this looks so fucking fantastic. I cannot understate how great this looks.
You must be the new Tarnished. You do well to steer clear of a Gill Lake fledgling. A dragon roosts there, and it's as fearsome as it is majestic.
A dragon.
Mounted combat is
he
really
gonna
fun,
fight
and it's one of
the
places where I feel
dragon?
like sorcery shines quite well. Specifically because you can target their horse and knock them off that way and then fight them with the advantage of you being on your horse.
Oh, that's cool.
But the really fun way to fight is by doing jousts, and you can tell the enemy AI is coded to engage in jousting with you. Because you can charge attacks, the timing aspect is just as important as your reflexes and also your creativity while you fight. You know, different weapons have different timings and different charge attacks, and
It's the Dark
you
Souls
use a
3
variety of
crabs.
spells, some of which
The
knock them
crabs are
off.
back.
You can use a bow and arrow while you ride, and even sleep arrows to put them asleep while they're on horseback.
How did I get to play the
We
beta
invite
early?
you
This
just
I'm
to
not playing
have
this.
Flexibility and creativity in the ways you prefer.
I am not playing this. This is the early
This is a
footage that
character has
Vati
some
Video
really good
recorded
loot
of
back
his
if you
time
can
getting the network
steer
test
it
early.
or take out that huge group of enemies, but for now,
Yeah, the beta
we're
does
going
not
to
start until
go
this
to
Friday,
town
so
and
if you got access to it, you just have to wait till Friday at the given time on their website and then load it up, and it should
sometimes
work
it's
perfectly fine
surprisingly
for you.
useful to get on top of a tall structure so that you can see everything that's below you. This lets us see the remains of the town, and it reveals that
The little glowy
there is a
things on the
staircase
ground are
in a little room
gathering
that cannot be
points in the
accessed unless
world.
you
That's
jump
very
that
cool.
direction or you jump over
They
these
don't like
fences.
pop out and
If you
be
were on foot, you
distracting,
would
but
never
like
have found
they're just visible enough for you to see to grab them. Pumpkinhead.
He's aptly named, and his head is actually completely immune to damage, which can definitely screw you over depending on the weapons you're using. He also makes short work of our summons. So you'll see that summons aren't always super useful.
Oh man, this looks absolutely phenomenal.
One thing it took me a while to remember is that, you know, like Dark Souls, shields are very, very effective. Rolling through everything might get you killed.
Oh look,
knocking
that's
out.
the bleed meter.
Interestingly, though, a lot
His
of bosses now
flail is doing
inflict a
bleed damage.
effect,
That's cool.
I've noticed. So you can't just rely on hiding behind your shield all the time, or that bleed effect is going to get out of control. Another advantage of two-handing weapons I found is that it deals significantly more posture damage.
Oh,
Posture
that's
is now
cool.
this weird blend of Dark Souls and Sekiro, where it's this invisible meter that you build up, like in Dark Souls, I guess. But unlike Dark Souls, it builds up on them regardless of whether they're blocking. So, for example, any boss that you're hitting is probably taking posture damage, and depending on the weapon you're using and the nature of the attacks you're doing, you might open them up to a critical attack. It doesn't happen against this boss, but it's definitely worth keeping in mind.
My god, this looks phenomenal. Oh, look,
Tarnished, are we?
it's the Burger Queen.
You should turn up here.
This is Sorceress Celine, an NPC who appears here in the network test, but
Oh, nice.
guess
That's where you get
unlikely she'll be
the
in the full game. She's
Carrion
sold a few
Knight
decent
armor.
sorceries, but the real reason we're here is for that lore, and she tells you some good stuff about glintstone sorceries and how it differs from sorcery in the Souls games.
Our art draws upon the powers embedded in Glintstone. But what is the nature of such power? Glintstone is the amber of the cosmos. Golden amber contains the remnants of ancient life and houses its vitality, while Glintstone contains residual life and thus
Cured immunizing
the
meat.
stars. It should not be forgotten that Glintstone sorcery is the study of the stars and the life therein.
While roaming this way, you might come across the Black Knight guarding the bridge.
Oh, that looks cool. That looks like an Asgul.
He's also
Or
very
what are they called
so
from Lord of the
continue.
Rings? Damn it.
But we have time to look at this. It's a sort of dung beetle, a sparkling one that gives items, and they can be found all
A
across the map.
Nazgul, I think they're called. I'm not very proficient with Lord of the Rings lore, so.
Could you help us out,
Make sure you visit that grove of trees when you finally play this game. For us, now though, it's time to breach the Storm Gate and head towards Stormvale Castle. Stormvale Castle is the first legacy dungeon in Elden Ring. It blocks your access to the next section of the open
Man.
world.
Oh, I cannot wait.
It's
The
sort of like a
amount of
traditional
freedom
Dark Souls dungeon in the
and
sense
open
that
world
it's
exploration
big,
this game is going to
open
bring
space where you
is
can explore
unparalleled. It
treasures.
looks so good. It's like Breath of the Wild, but with good combat.
Breaking through here can be very difficult if you take the time to fight. And even if you take the time to loot, it can quickly become a really epic chase sequence.
Mounted combat doesn't look that bad. It looks like it has pretty good hit detection.
There
Which
are
is
so many
something I was definitely
curiosity
worried
and
about.
Points of interest hidden around the place. You'll miss a lot if you just follow the main path. This isn't really an open world like Ghost of Tsushima or The Witcher or Skyrim, where it's a lot of really vast distance for the sake of it feeling vast.
Is this where
and
Pot Boy
feel
is?
Huge. So far, I'm impressed with how densely populated the area
What in the
is
hell
with
are those?
Intriguing things like these one-eyed snake statues and the Everjail. That they guard.
Forlorn Hound Everjail. The hell? What is it? It's like a rip in time space? Bloodhound
Foolishly,
Knight.
I think I forgot to say
Darwill.
before
Or
I fought
Darrawill.
Bloodhound Knight Darrawill, and I'm low on Crimson Tears, and I'm very low on FP, and FP is kind of what I'm relying on to do most of my damage with, since I
This
have
must be where you
taken
get that
charges
that
very
fucking
well.
sword from. Seems like there's a lot of like
Interestingly, this is a boss fight
mini
where you
bosses
can't
though. It
use
looks
spirit
really
summons,
good.
so there are going to be boss fights where you can't use that as a crutch. Not that I could summon them, anyway, with no FP.
Oh, that sword has bleed on it. Interesting.
Feeling a bit desperate, I decide to play this really, really defensively, seeing as I have basically no health left, but he is doing only physical damage. The thing I forget is that he's also doing bleeding damage. Of
Oh, when you
course,
bleed,
when
it's
die,
called
your wounds are
hemorrhage.
left behind at your point of death. They even show up on the compass, which helps you to find your way back to them. Ours are in the Everjail with the Bloodhound. I wonder why he's locked away in here. Luckily, we can choose to respawn at a statue of Marika. At first, I thought I would be against these, but when you realize how vast the open
Dude,
world is,
this-
and how
oh my God.
tedious it would be to
Guys,
ride back to everything,
This is
they
game of the
realized
year.
they
I hope
would
you know
have
that.
time
This
we
game,
can
when it comes
full
out, is
FP,
going to be
and
all you hear
I can show
about
you
for a
why
month
Glintstone
at the bare
Arch
minimum.
is such a good weapon art.
This is like Breath of the Wild, but with not shitty combat and terrible weapon durability. This is like, instead of it being puzzles you solve in the world, I mean, those will still exist in this game, but
Yeah.
like, it's more of a combat puzzle, which
Weapon
is
arts,
phenomenal.
skills, or
It
ashes
looks
of war.
outstanding.
Whatever you
And
call
anyone who
them,
says the
they're
graphics
powerful,
don't look good, man,
especially the magic
your
ones,
expectations are in a
especially
whole
when you
nother
consider
fucking
that
realm
they
of
get
fucked
more
up.
powerful when you upgrade your
It looks
weapon,
so
and
fucking
I
good.
haven't upgraded my weapon yet. You can get weapons to +3 in this beta. Weapon arts need to be powerful if they're going to be used by players. I feel like a lot of the weapon arts in Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro just weren't used because they weren't powerful. It's a difficult line for From Software to walk. If I had to give one recommendation, it's that weapon arts should cost a lot more FP.
Dude, the wildlife
That way
in the
they're still
world,
powerful
too.
and
There is
people will
so
use
much
them, not
wildlife.
lose
It's
a
actually
drawback.
kind of crazy.
Right now, why would I use sorcery or faith if a weapon art can do the same thing? A weapon art doesn't even require me to invest
God, my
stats
fucking
into it
allergies are beating my
necessarily.
ass right now, though.
But I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
Oh, he's getting attacked by wolves. Yeah, they just fell out of the sky,
According to
too.
the
That was
Elden
kind of
Ring
weird.
Twitter, long ago, in the time before the Shattering,
Cool.
wolves dared not roam the lands between. But now, they're everywhere, apparently appearing out of gusts of wind.
The hell, did his
There is a
fucking
lot of
shield
lore
have
in the
spell
network
parry?
test,
Did y'all
but
see
the
that?
thing is, I think enemy drops have been tweaked so that they don't drop, their related items and weapons and equipment. So there is a lot of lore in the network test in the items, but getting lore for a specific enemy has proven quite difficult. You might have noticed now, sitting at this Grace, there's a new option that says About Grace. With this, you can ask Melina a little bit more about Graces, and
Oh.
sometimes a little bit more.
It's a
about
weapon art
Graces.
for your shield.
Me? I'm searching for my purpose, given to me by my mother inside the Erd Tree, long ago, for the reason that I yet live, burned and bodiless. There is something for which I must apologize. I've acted the Finger Maiden, yet can offer no guidance. I am no maiden. My purpose was long ago lost.
We're nearing the
Interesting.
end of Elden Ring's first open world, and
See those little, like,
start
glowing
of its
things on the
latest
ground? Those must be
marking the
messages. Oh, it is.
transition
It just
to
said
this
right there, read
first
message.
mandatory boss. The difficulty of this boss is what drove me to create such a powerful character this time.
Really? This character's pretty difficult, then. Cool. I love difficult bosses.
Of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Wow. We can actually see his face, guys. Holy shit.
Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
Margit the Fell is tough. He has a lot of attacks that come out at a moment's notice and a lot of gap closers that can catch you while you're trying to heal. When I finally beat him for the first time, it was with a way weaker greatsword build and no
Margit the
The only way I
Fell
could manage it
Omen.
was by delaying his second phase as much as possible and making sure I broke his posture within it. Have a look.
Ooh, what armor is that he's wearing? That looks fucking cool. I bet that chest piece is going to be used a lot. Estus animation looks exactly the same. Let's hope Estus cancels don't exist. If Estus canceling exists, that's gonna fucking suck. I'm sure when the network test comes out publicly, all those PvP fuckboys will be in that shit digging all the glitches apart, making sure they don't work anymore. I don't think any of the people who got access to it early are like super PvP sweaty that I know of. I could be wrong though, we'll see. Great foe vanquished. That's a pretty sick looking greatsword though, it looks nice.
That's the end of this first preview, but there's a lot more Elden Ring content to come, so subscribe.
Oh, that's all he got to
Beyond that,
show
there's
us.
a lot more
Alright,
content
alright.
in this test that we weren't allowed to access, so that's something to get truly excited about.
Okay.
Thank you to From Software.
Okay,
and
okay.
Namco
Let me get
for
my
letting
turn my
get
controller
access to
back
this.
on. Who should we watch next? Let's watch the Fextra Life video because they like to focus on things that Vati wouldn't necessarily focus on, so we might learn a little bit more information here and there.
After playing Elden Ring's closed network test some 70 hours this past week, I wanted to share my thoughts on the new
Dude, that dragon breath looks crazy.
From Software and
What was that?
Bandai Namco.
Oh my god!
Elden Ring is shaping up to be a
See
Game
what
of
I
the Year
mean?
candidate in 2022, but how will the open world aspects hold up to other games in the same genre? I'll get into that later in this video. But first, let's talk about how Elden Ring plays and what I really enjoy about this extremely ambitious title. If you want to talk about Elden Ring directly with us, we'll be live all week with Elden Ring content on our Twitch channel too. First off, let me just say that the closed network test area is absolutely massive and is much larger than From Software has ever showcased in any such test, and was way larger than I personally expected. There's absolutely no way you can finish it in one 3-hour play session, which all of the network sessions are, so if you're playing on Friday, then make sure you plan to attend at least one more slot, and possibly a third if you want to experience everything it has to offer. Your progress carries over from one session to the next, so no worries there. Stepping into Elden Ring's vast world feels extremely familiar as the game runs on an upgraded version of the Dark Souls 3 engine, though Elden Ring does feel more alive and vibrant than past From Software titles. Trees sway in the breeze as you ride by, and grass moves around you. The lighting changes based on the position of the sun, and the day and night cycle.
The onion
combine
head
together
is going to
like
be
a
so
really vibrant
overused.
zone.
I can see that
Enemies
already in
also wander the
PvP.
landscape in search of prey, or perhaps with other goals in mind that aren't quite clear. What shocked me about Elden Ring, in a good way, is that pretty much from the start of the demo you can go just about anywhere your heart desires. You have absolute freedom to head to the castle in the distance, or you can head down to the beach and see the giant land octopuses.
What
Yes,
the
that's
hell?
what they're actually called. Or maybe you want to explore some dungeons, take on some bosses right away, and find some nice loot. You are free to do any and all of these things as you see fit, and it's a Souls buffet. So many places to go, so many things to see, and so many secrets to find. It's a dream come true, even if it takes a bit to get used to the mount and fast traveling. And just a note about
Dude,
fast
oh
travel
my
before
god.
it was a
Guys,
controversial
I'm
topic,
losing
I
my
know, but
shit
once you
over
play the
here.
game, you
Help
realize
me.
It was the right call. The world is simply too big to be running back and forth all the time, and there is too much verticality to not have it. Without fast travel, you'd spend a lot of hours just riding to and from places you've already been, and while that may be fun for some, I think it would drain on most players after a while. The general concept of Elden Ring is that once you step into the world, the little golden strands will show you the general main quest direction, and you can
Oh,
follow
boy.
immediately or venture off the beaten path. There are
Not being
NPCs,
able to use your
dungeons,
horse
bosses,
in
and loot to
co-op,
find,
though, is going
and
to suck
interesting
for
areas
running
where to
around
look
with your
or await
friends.
you. You'll rely on your spirit steed Torrent to traverse the lands between, allowing you to get where you want to go.
Oh, damn it,
much
the
more
lawn
quickly.
mowing men just
Mighty
got
Mighty
here,
Wizard
so if you
Force
guys hear that lawnmower, I'm gonna
and all of this
apologize
is
now.
packaged with classic Souls combat and
Every time he
multiplayer
passes by the
from
window, it's
Software
gonna sound like
Studios
hammered
Core.
ass.
You'll take time in between outings to upgrade your gear and change up your skills to see what you like and don't like, and in many ways, Elden Ring feels more like a proper RPG
Oh my
than
god,
past
excuse
From
me.
Software titles. There is simply far more agency than ever before, allowing for many viable combinations and builds. This might be my favorite thing about Elden Ring, as I love to tinker with my build constantly as I find new equipment,
A
try new
bleed
skills, and
weapon
get new
art.
spirit summons. Having completed the demo on all 5 of the classes, I can tell you that they all play very differently.
Bloody
and will
Wolf,
markedly
Enchanted
affect
Knight,
the
Prophet
demo. So
Warrior,
much so, in fact, that I urge you to take your time with
Champion.
this decision and watch our video covering them, or plan on
Oh,
making multiple runs.
okay, you can see what they start with, you can see their items, their stats. Okay, that's cool.
To experience the whole network test, you should pick one class and stick with it. There's too much to see and do. Magic is also the strongest it has ever been in any From Software game except for Demon's Souls. Elden Ring
Dude, that
favors the
looks
ranged
fucking
player, and
cool.
incantations and
That
spells
fire
are the
breath
primary
is
means of
sick.
ranged damage in the network test, unless you want to use the one bow available. It's really difficult to reliably hit anything while mounted in melee, giving range the edge there. Spells also have the advantage of being able to hit in an area in many cases, allowing you to face down some of Elden Ring's larger packs of enemies much more easily. In
Beast
short,
Claw,
I'm all in
that's a
love with the magic of
spell.
Elden
Cool.
Ring, and I say that as a player who has hardly used magic at all
Meteorite?
outside of
Oh,
Demon's
look
Souls.
at that.
The spells are outstanding. One of the biggest changes you will notice is
Go
the
away,
ability to
lawnmower
use skills
man.
and
I'm
weapons
trying to
provided in
enjoy
these
this, you
matches as
fuck.
you fit. You cannot use every skill on every weapon, but from all indications, you will be spoiled for choice in the full version of the game. You can change these anytime you rest at a site of grace, and I urge you to experiment with them because skills in Elden Ring are actually very useful, and learning to use them properly can make
Gravitas.
all the difference.
Thunderbolt.
In some ways, Elden Ring feels more like a true ARPG where you rely more on your skills and
Well, that's
magic,
pretty cool. I wonder
while
what that
using
does,
your
though.
light and heavy attacks now and again. It sounds crazy, I know.
C
It's just
scaling
how
and
to play
strength
game
for
is.
the straight sword.
Adding a little bit of a twist
Huh.
to this is the fact that many of these skills,
backwards.
Ashes of War, also come coupled with different damage types. Meaning that you can not only add a different skill to your weapon, but change it to a magic
That
weapon
hairstyle
at
looks
the
like Dark
same
Souls
time.
2 so
There
hard.
are multiple skills that can do this, so you'll get to choose from several magic ones that have different skills, and these Ashes of War also change the scaling of the weapon. You'll upgrade your weapons with
Cool.
smithing stone shards and change the scaling.
That's a
of
much
damage by
simpler
slotting
way
Ashes of
to
War
adjust
into your
weapons
weapon.
for your build than
Another new
having to
introduction
farm
is item
gems
crafting,
all
which
that
allows you
fucking
to gather
time.
materials around the lands between and make consumables on the fly. These range from things that allow you to replenish stamina more quickly, like the grass items found in the Souls games, to sleep arrows that can be used.
Oh,
in
that
cascading
knight
enemies.
armor looks cool.
Most open world games have some sort of crafting, so it's not a huge
Bone
surprise Elden Ring
knife.
does, but I didn't find myself using it as much as I
Raisin.
hoped. I've never been one to use many consumables in Souls games anyway, so perhaps others will use this more than I did. There's certainly a lot to explore and discover for crafting that may not be immediately obvious. Enemies and bosses still have the same classic From Software feel, and some like Margit the Fell Omen may take you a while to kill depending on your setup. Others you might get the first time around, and some have had their movesets pulled straight from other From Software games, like the Tree Sentinel that will remind players of Gyoba Mistake Onuma from Sekiro, or Akil the Dragon, which is a combination of Dark Eater Midir and the name
Flying
Dragon
Dragon
from Dark Souls 3,
Agil.
or the Giant Crab, which is literally the exact same enemy from Dark Souls 3. I know
Oh
there
my
has been
god,
some
it is
discussion
too.
about
It had the
reusing
same
of
animation and
assets in
everything.
Elden Ring, and many of these things have been lifted straight from Dark Souls 3. And honestly, I was initially disappointed
Ooh,
about
what
the
is this
quantity of things
boss?
recycled.
He's a
However,
lion?
as I made it further and further into the demo, and I realized not only was I seeing things pulled from Dark Souls 3, but also Sekiro, Bloodborne, and even Demon's Souls, I realized that Elden Ring is the culmination
that's
of From
cool.
Software's body of work. Elden Ring is the game that puts everything they've done and learned
Demi-human
together in one
chief.
package, and the nostalgia levels are off the charts. If you spend some time talking to the NPCs, it's immediately apparent that this isn't a crazed world like the ones of Souls. People have allegiances, backgrounds, and motivations, and these are expressed eloquently and without strange-sounding laughs and cackles. If you read through the item descriptions, the background of the world begins to form, and you'll gain a glimpse of how the involvement of George R.R. Martin may have impacted the conceptualization of the
cool.
lands between. The schools of magic, the churches, the dragons, and even the traveling vendors all share in a consistent and well-thought-out story, rather than the much more cryptic and fan-powered Souls
What in the
counterpart.
hell is that guy
You should
holding? Is it
certainly
an
try speaking to
instrument?
NPCs multiple times as you complete content, as they will reward you with new dialogues and expand upon this new universe. The information is provided in a straightforward but compelling manner, so you won't necessarily have to rely on a third-party source to fill you in on what's going on. Lastly, we come to the open world aspect itself. When we found out that Elden Ring would be open world, I think many
Man,
people wondered just
this
how
game
exactly
looks
that would work in a
phenomenal,
Souls-like
guys.
Game. From Software excels at expertly crafting levels, predicting the movements of players, and placing traps and encounters in just the right places like an expert dungeon master in a D&D session. So how does that translate in an open world setting where players' actions are far less predictable? Well, the answer is that it does so just fine. Elden Ring handles itself well enough in this aspect to justify the addition of open world, but obviously it's not as good as if every single inch had been painstakingly crafted and tested like in previous From Software titles, because they simply didn't have the time or resources to pull that off on this scale. And the scale of Elden Ring is absolutely outrageous too for a Souls.
Wow, look at that.
If you compare the map we got to play in the network test with that shown by Bandai Namco during their gameplay reveal, you begin to realize that the demo isn't 1/6 of the game. It's actually far more likely to be a 12th of the game, which I absolutely cannot begin to wrap my mind around. I spent nearly 70 hours exploring every inch of the network test, and I know there are still more things there that I have not seen. Elden Ring has no fog of war, and locations don't appear on the map until you find them, so there's no real way to know what you haven't found other than riding around places you've already been triple-checking you didn't miss anything. This can be frustrating at times because you really do want to find everything, but you don't want to wander around aimlessly for hours trying to do it.
Yeah,
However,
that's the one
should remain
downside
the
to
same
open
at
world
launch,
games.
We will have you covered with the wiki,
Backtracking and missing things in little hidey holes here and there.
Final thoughts. Elden Ring is some of the most fun I've had this year, and I literally played almost without sleep for the entire weekend that flew by. And I was just playing what is likely a fraction of this massive game. I finished the demo with each and every class, and I tested all spells and most of the weapons and their skills, and I have a fairly good idea of what Elden Ring has to offer, and it is grand indeed. However, it's the unknowns that have me most curious. There are very few weapons and armor in the demo, and From Software has stated that there will be more than Dark Souls 3 when tallied up. This
I wonder
means
how the
From Software
PvP is. I
holding the
want to
vast
see
majority
that.
of its content back for full release, so you are only seeing but a scratch of what Elden Ring has to offer. As good as Elden Ring is with so little of what they have being used, I can't even imagine what it'll be like when all of their content is present in the game. We will likely have to hunt for all its secrets together, and I simply cannot wait until February. Stay tuned for more Elden Ring coverage as we cover all 5 classes in the network test and give you some helpful tips if you'll be playing on Friday.
Oh, damn, that's already
as much
it?
as possible. And for those of you that can't play, a video highlighting all the weapons, spells, armor, and skills available in the demo, and maybe a few bosses too. So what do you guys think of Elden Ring after seeing all the gameplay footage? Are you guys going to be playing the network test on Friday?
Damn!
Let us know in the comments below.
I wonder if they were told certain things that they can and cannot show. Because so far, the first 2 videos we've watched, they've shown almost the same exact thing. So that's kind of odd, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case.
Will soon return.
Come on, advertisements. We're just trying to watch some Elden Ring here. Come on now. Hopefully that dude mowing the grass will hurry the hell up and be done so that noise will go away.
To our very first Elden Ring video. I can't believe I'm actually playing this. So I got exclusive early access to the Elden Ring network test. Today I'm going to be running through it.
Come on, Prod. Come on, Prod. Get into it. I shouldn't expect Prod to do heavy analysis though. He's probably just gonna be more off the cuff kind of shit. So.
Character looks like naked.
What the hell? That is so Dark Souls 1.
That's her. Her name is Framlina. Okay. How's that range? By the way, look at that lock-on range. Oh, that got nowhere near reaching him. There you go.
This looks like a little, a pretty little area.
What up?
Reminds me of Skyrim for some reason.
Oh, that lock-on is so far. The Carrion Piercer. Ah.
Damn. Does that go straight through
here.
shields?
Oh, that was amazing.
Soldier of Godric.
Is that a dude?
Oh my god, he just one-shot him. He just fucking one-shot him.
Well, I thought that was a boss fight. I guess he was sort of a guy. Maybe he had like a real leg, and the other ones have all had fake legs. You know. So
Dude, look at the game though. The water isn't super high quality, but like, good God, it still looks so good.
Our first look into the world of Elden Ring. The world where I'm sure we'll spend
Yeah, we've seen this scene right here multiple times, and now I understand why. It's because this is the tutorial area where you exit the tutorial area.
We even have the back of the island.
Oh, wow.
Damn, can we go?
Man, it is a lot larger than I thought, though. Look at the world. Holy shit.
I'm sorry. Aw. Well, that's done.
When you kill the eagle, feathers explode everywhere. That's cool.
It's like somebody was testing their limits. Somebody was testing the... Let's see if we can survive in the water. Hey, at least I don't have to do it anymore. Who are you there? Oh, there's a giant.
Grace's Guidance.
Alright.
Erd Leaf Flower.
The Tree Sentinel. Okay.
Come on, Prod, kick his ass. I want to see this motherfucker die.
Or a Sentinel.
You know, his armor and his design looks very, very reminiscent of the giants from Anor Londo, except with a cape on their back.
Well, I take back literally what I
And the
just
fact they're
said. My
completely
first
gold,
death
but...
in Elden Ring. Okay.
Damn, he does a lot of damage. That's going to be a tough boss early game. I wonder if killing him is super worth it.
No. I could get horse bashed.
Dude, that is so Gyobu Masataka from Sekiro, except
No, I'm afraid. I was about to say.
just slightly altered moveset. The horse animations are very similar, though.
God, that's
Holy shit, that hitbox is huge.
It's only getting bigger too. Oh my god.
This is like fighting Dragon Slayer armor if he was on a fucking horse.
Alright, this one feels good. This one feels good. What in
Oh my god, that hitbox is like
Why'd
unreal.
I jinx it? You know? It was going well. I could have just shut my pie hole.
Come on, Prod, kill him.
No! Oh dear god.
He's not using a shield. Prod is not using a shield, I should say. I wonder if it's useless against this boss, maybe. Or if he just hasn't tried it. He still has a lot of FP, but he's trying to fight it through physical combat, which I get. There you go. Fuck him up. Nice.
Finally!
How many souls does he
that was
give?
too close.
Holy
That was too
ground.
fucking close.
Weapon art.
Alright, now
2,900? Damn,
explore. No
that's not a
joke,
lot.
It took me an hour. Obviously, you guys are gonna see a tiny snippet of that, but 1 whole hour. Let's see, where did you jump?
Yeet! Oh!
Well,
Watching bloodstains when you first play a game is so fucking fun. I can't English.
What the hell are these
My
penguins?
excitement levels are too high.
What do you need? A sandwich? I kind of want to
Oh,
see my
cool.
character's face
He
how to
sells
get.
the blue cloth
I am
set,
fashion.
the
Dude,
miracle
these spells are
set,
really nice. They combo into each other.
and the warrior
That's
set.
real nice. Is that a turtle? It's a really old turtle. Hell no, I'm not.
The hell a
kidding you.
tortoise pushing around a
You're
ball.
awesome. You are my good friend now, and I will protect you, sir. Although those things way out there are horrifying looking. 9 damage to it.
That
not
is
a good
bloodborne
sign.
as hell. What the fuck?
Jesus.
Damn. Look at that.
Okay, I can't hurt it. Maybe I'm not meant to kill
Shoot it with spells. Maybe it's weak to magic.
It's crazy looking. Haha. I got the baby.
Prod is such a goofball.
Don't mind me. I was just walking by. I'm sorry if I got in your way, sir.
Erdly flower again.
Oh. Guys. Hey.
I wonder if you can farm that giant for his greatsword. It looks cool.
Want some of this then? Uh-oh. Well, that's
Damn, he does not do a lot of damage with that spear. That spear doesn't seem
that
like
a
it's
sword on
very
your back?
good.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, look at that sword.
That's not good.
That's a cool sword.
Oh, why did I mess with you?
I was gonna say it's probably an ultra greatsword when you get it, but
Why
I'm
did I
thinking if you're able to get that, it probably is a greatsword. It looks like a greatsword in design. This doesn't look like an incredibly difficult enemy to fight, though. He's got some very slow attacks that are very well pronounced, so you'll be able to kind of see what he's doing and evade, as long as you don't roll early. Doesn't seem too difficult.
I told you, man.
Has a lot of physical resistance, though, so magic is definitely going to be very powerful early game, it looks like.
Look at that.
Oh, fucking advertisements. Come on! That's the only downside to viewing these.
That I gained my damn heals back because of the big enemy. Sick. Is that Santa Claus?
I said that shit earlier, too. It does look like Santa Claus. What the hell? Look at that lance. The handle is so small. Guide and gatekeeper for those journeying back to the tree. Oh, it's like a hint.
Where are you leading me?
Yeah, it's a hint. Oh, that's one of those egg sack things from like the dragon area of the 15-minute gameplay we got to see.
What the? Oh, mosquitoes. Ew, they are weird.
What in the hell is that? Oh, it spawns fucking bugs.
One single fella?
Dude, that lance seems pretty good.
Get absolutely destroyed.
Roa fruit. Oh, a boar.
Pig!
Gold-tinged excrement.
Well, glad to see that's back. Alright, so we have the swamplands. I don't necessarily want to go to the swamplands just yet. You know what? Damn, the heavy rain is crazy. We're heading to this area now. I completely forgot. I got distracted with that, and that went all the way right. I need souls, fellas. Sorry to hurt you.
You know, the lance moveset seems a lot better than Dark Souls 3, if you ask me. It's got the weapon art called Charge Forth. I guarantee you that's the same as Dark Souls 3, where you just run forward.
Whoa! I knew it was happening, and it still scared me.
Those little gargoyle enemies look cool.
There's two?
Tarnished Blossom times 5. Is that like a type of grass you can eat? Oh, cool. Okay, that's where that cookbook is that Vati found.
The Fever's cookbook. Locked by some contraption. So I can summon phantoms in this area if I wanted to. Okay, I gotta be real careful. There we go.
Dude, magic looks so fun. I'm gonna have to play magic. I wasn't going to originally, but after seeing it, dude, oh my god. I want to make an arcane build so bad. I'm not sure what arcane governs yet, though. We'll have to see about that. If arcane and intelligence are indeed completely different stats,
there's a door, huh?
I'll have to see which one does what. But arcane is a new stat, so I wouldn't mind playing that as my first playthrough, so it's completely new, you know?
Wait, there's a boss in here?
Maybe it's like an alternate type of magic we can get or something.
What in the heck? Look at this thing.
The Burial Tree Watchdog. We saw Vati fight this.
Whoa, that is cool.
That's a cool weapon art. Or no, that's an item he just threw. It's called a meteorite fragment. Okay, so it's like a new type of tool you can use. That's cool.
It's like a machine being controlled, you know? Also, it is really strong. This thing is freaking creepy.
Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Oh, damn. He got wrecked.
I was going to try to run away, and I messed up.
I'm not going to lie. This enemy itself is not very interesting. But he does have a pretty cool looking sword. If that's something you could get, that would be pretty cool. I like the design of it. It reminds me of something from Skyrim for some reason.
You're dead. The Burial Tree Watchdog.
Glint Sword Arc.
Return to entrance.
What's up with the tree absorbing the dead?
Of
That's
the big
interesting.
elder
The
tree.
roots are like enveloping the corpses, or maybe the corpses are trying to like climb the root. Oh, is that the end of it? Oh, okay, he's uploading the second part of the video today, so we'll get to see another video from Prod at some point today. Let's watch Yumpha's video now. I'm just trying to see every single aspect of everyone who got early access to it. I want to see everything there is to see. So if that means watching every single YouTuber who's got access to it early, I'm fucking down. Let's do it.
2. Special Edition. Shadows Die Twice.
Oh god, let's skip to the goodies. I just want to see the game. I'm not into the meme right now. We can enjoy the memes later.
Dark Souls 2 too.
Why is he glowing red? Is that the weapon art? Oh yeah, it is. It's called Brave Warcry. Cool. So Warcry is 100% back.
Now you can swap it up and do this.
Repeating Thrust. Piercing Fang.
And this.
Carrion Glint Sword. Holy Ground.
And there are even crazier
Lightning
weapon
Bolt.
arts dedicated for unique weapons.
Ordovis's Vortex. Oh my god, look at that! He's like, what is that, a fucking flail?
Craft consumables including roofied arrows and grenades for Elden Ring the Phantom Pain. What was that noise?
Oh, that's cool. There's like a sleep urn. So you don't just have sleep arrows. Oh, even if you hit them in the shield, they still get put to sleep. Interesting.
Miracle builds.
Miracle fucking suck.
Oh my
Shit.
god. Holy shit. Are miracles finally getting love?
Tired of all the Berserk references throughout the series? Now you can join an even worse fandom. They can be summoned in place of
What the hell? His weapon art right there was called Kick. Is the kick not a thing you can just do now? Is it an actual weapon art? Dude, that Ordovis fucking Vortex weapon art looks cool as shit.
And sorceries.
Well, you are a piece of work. Very well.
She has green crystals on her hat, but the one he's wearing has like blue crystals. That's interesting. What the fuck, magic bubbles?
Fucking suck this.
They literally stole a move from Pokemon.
Can be fought as your first boss. I'm not even sure I found them all, but Yanfa, you might ask. Won't that
Stone
make the
Digger
later boss
Troll.
And to that I say, yes. It'll make
Wow.
the experience from total bullshit to bullshit with style. Because bosses no longer drop some dinky ass boss so that.
Oh, that's a cool ass weapon he's got there. Oh, is that a katana?
Instead,
It is a
you get
katana.
weapon arts that can completely change your build in an instant.
Oh,
And an
dude.
extra refilling
I cannot
potion
wait
that
for
you can
this.
Mix up for custom effects. Just don't pick the suicide pill. Okay, we got the good combat, we got the good bosses, but how do we get from point A to certain death?
Watch him just like get one shot right here.
For the first, second time, John Elden Ring can now jump vertically. Don't get cocky. though, guys. Enemies
That
are now
Thunderbolt
16 times
weapon art looks
insane.
pretty damn good.
See an island in the distance? You can swim over there and get a secret miracle. But all that,
Grail's Roar.
because
I offer you an accord.
fast as hell. The transition is butter smooth.
He's power stancing lances. Really, you don't have to use those jump points to go in a specific direction?
Actually doesn't reduce fall damage. You can pick stuff up on horseback. It is insanely good.
Dude, that is awesome.
And even cast spells because lack of mobility was the only thing holding back mages from becoming a literal god.
Dude. God, this looks so good. So good. I can't fucking
There are
wait!
3 categories of online.
I'm actually kind of glad now that I'm not getting early access to the fucking network test, because if I got to play this and then they took it away from me, oh my god, I don't know if I'd be able to handle it.
In a 3 or even a 4-way.
Invaded by a bloody finger, Vati Vidya. Wait, he has 2 invaders in his world. Okay. What the hell's in his left hand? It's like a snake, but a whip. Or it's a shield that has a snake on it.
Invaders can now teleport out of ganks to reposition, and then die anyways because cops can now be summoned without any covenant or ring slots, using the new on-off switch.
Really?
Although, once we realized that, we were able to open the sickest fight club in all of Elden.
Dude, the PvP looks like Dark Souls 3! And that's not a bad thing! Oh my god, yes! I was so worried. But all my worries are quelled now.
Thanks to the NDA I've signed, I am legally obliged to tell you that From Software has full ownership over my body and mind. Because of this, I can neither confirm nor deny that any game-breaking glitches exist or how to exploit them. But I can show you these.
God.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care.
Wow. Dude, shields look good. Vati. What the hell? That meteor didn't do shit to his shield. Oh god, you do not want to be mounted in fighting that thing, that's for sure. Oh, nice, you can fight the stone golem.
Choose the most broken-ass fun setup you can find, which you will, and kill God. That's always been From Software in my books, and Elden Ring does that beautiful. I can't wait for the open.
Is that the end of his video already? Man, they must have been put on a limit of how much footage or how much of the gameplay actual time that they were allowed to show. Because everyone's video has been about 9 to 10 minutes. Maybe Vati's was a slightly longer one, but... He's always got a meme. If there's one thing Yumpha does, it's meme. Lock on, press L2 for the lightning bolt. Dude, that is actually pretty quick. Ooh, damn. It's like Nameless King's weapon, except you can put it on any weapon, which is pretty fucking sick. I don't know how I feel about that balancing works. Hopefully this game doesn't feel like a broken mess of just overpowered shit everywhere when it first launches, but it probably will.
Just don't use the bubbles.
Okay, that was the end of his video. Dude, so far from what we've watched of all the people who got early access, this looks exactly like what I wanted. I cannot think of a single thing that we've seen so far that has got me worried or upset or concerned at all about anything. Literally every single thing we have seen looks phenomenal. All right, looks like Oro uploaded a video that is 30 minutes long, so he's got quite a bit of footage here.
From Europe to
Sounds good to me. Let's check it out. I'm not a big fan of Oro, if I'm being completely honest, but I'm looking for any content on Elden Ring right now, so I'll watch anybody right now. Actually, while this is playing out, give me just a second, guys. I'm going to grab a quick something to drink. God damn, that looks good. Woo!
Holy shit. This is Elden Ring.
What's up, hamster? I see you over there in the
Wow.
chat. Give me just a second. I'm grabbing something to drink on. Just enjoy the nice Elden Ring footage.
My mind is fucking blown right now. Just tell me how to use multiplayer stuff. Who's that? Their golden rays will guide you along your way. Oh. Very cool.
I am back. Hello, hamster. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the stream. I told you we'd be back. Didn't intend to do this necessarily, but this is a good change of pace from normal. I'm not having to really concentrate on anything. We can just kind of hang out and chat. And dude, Elden Ring looks amazing. Oh my god, it looks so good. I did not honestly expect them to go so hard on the magic. But it looks like they have gone absolutely fucking crazy with the magic this time around. The magic and the weapon arts look like they have a huge emphasis on the gameplay.
And die in a ditch somewhere.
It's not very nice. Okay. I guess we're going.
Mr. Hammy the Third. I forgot about your name.
I want to look around. I want to explore. I want to take that.
Roa fruit. I wonder what that's for.
Goodness.
We haven't seen anyone use that yet. We've just seen them pick it up.
Herbs.
They're advancing away from the sword age. Yeah, the age of magic.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I want to fuck with
His
those.
current weapon art is called the Sorcerer Hunter. Wonder what that does. Erd leaf flower.
Oh my god, someone. I have to see this.
The crab down there. Yeet!
This is the greatest game of all time.
I think that's the same exact bloodstain that fucking Prod saw.
Thin animal bones. Oh my goodness.
I hope the crafting isn't super grindy, but I do think the addition of the basic form of crafting is a very good idea.
Look, there's a little island over there. Wonder how you get over there. Oh my god,
Damn,
this
it
is
looks so
insane.
good.
Oh my god, it's getting darker.
Looks so
Oh
good.
my god, I kicked that rock. Maybe I should go. I'm just this is insane.
Oh,
my
he
God,
just
I
gestured on
accidentally
accident.
It begins again. The accidental gestures. Oh jeez.
You can disable those in the menu. We've already seen that, so we don't have to worry about accidentally gesturing when you don't want to. You can turn it
I'm
off.
going crazy. This game's making me crazy, dude. Let's just go. Let's make something happen. I want to kill that dude that's just like wandering. What
Oh,
is
he's gonna
this?
try to fight the boss. Oh
Is
god.
this, Oh,
small golden effigy, and small red
Summoning pool's now
effigy.
functional.
Hold on, let's In each area, you may find effigies of martyrs. These effigies are summoning pools. You'll find it easy to summon other players at these locations, as co-op and hostile summoning signs created with small effigies gather at summoning pools.
Easy to summon players at these
Dude,
locations.
that's actually really cool. That means no matter where you are in the world, if they've put their sign down, you can come here to summon them instead of having to find their sign. That's actually pretty unique.
Send a cooperative.
What's that
sign to
item right there
summon-
he has 99
Oh,
of?
Send competitive sign to summoning pool. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So you like automatically just.
I noticed earlier
place
when
your
an
sign down
invader
over there,
died, it gave him one of
like,
those
for
as
other
well.
players. It's
So
like a big group spot.
very
for
curious.
People to summon. That is so awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna fight this dude. Come here.
Watch Oro get absolutely wrecked right here.
Oh, the range is pathetic. Uh-oh. Oh, he's a boss?
The Tree Sentinel. This boss does look cool. I'm gonna have to watch this before the game actually comes out, so I can kind of examine and observe his moveset.
Oh, no, I'm not doing too much damage here.
He's got some very broad, very long range hitboxes here, though.
This is bad. Alright.
From what I can tell, though, the iframes are just as forgiving as Dark Souls 3 without being too forgiving. So, that's actually pretty nice. I like it.
That's a fitting first death.
Although, I'm not gonna lie, some of this boss's hitboxes seem unreal.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Oh, cool. He just found some mushrooms. Haven't seen that yet. Have not seen that yet. So that's new.
Oh my goodness, I think I found a dungeon.
The Stormford Catacomb. This has the cat boss inside of
Or
it.
as the gameplay reveal would say, Catacombs. In the Catacombs. I wonder if this is the same one. Whoa, 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 whoa! You little shit!
That thing is basically, those gargoyles are just the thralls from Dark Souls 3. They look so similar in the way they attack.
Oh god, shield, 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 I'm dead. Oh my god, I couldn't switch to my shield. I tried pressing it, but it's not the same button anymore.
Really?
Ow.
You don't hit left on the D-pad to switch your
This
weapon?
game's hard. I thought I was gonna be good at it. Whee. Oh my god, jumping is bizarre. Does this open the gate? It's gotta. Yep. Somewhere a heavy door is open. Oh, I can't block with the prompt. It's so cheesy. Bye.
Heavy meteorite fragments.
Guessing
That's what
a-
Prod was using to
another
cause
rare.
those lightning explosions.
Jump attack! Jump attack! They're doing it, I can do it too. I'm gonna do a quick jump attack now. Oh my god.
Oh, you can do heavy and light attacks as you
That's gonna
jump,
take
so
a
you got a
while to
jump
get
heavy
used to.
and a jump light. Dude, that's actually pretty cool. That adds
Like,
2 extra moves to your
long
moveset now. That's actually really amazing.
Oh, please God, don't tell me this is a boss. I think this just means boss. I have no Estus. I mean, Flask of Crimson Tear. Whatever, it's fucking Estus. Let's go. Burial Tree Watchdog. Oh, what are you? Oh, he's like a statue thing.
This boss is so weird, I'm not gonna lie.
He's like a... Oh.
He's wearing a crown as a collar, though, which is odd.
Stop that.
It's almost like
He
a...
takes 0 damage. What the hell? The animation?
Well, I don't know. He's the burial tree. I don't know. I'm a little... I need to look into some of the lore descriptions, or item descriptions, I mean.
He's like a...
Gather some information on the lore.
Fuck.
Hopefully somebody will have all the item descriptions from the network test
yeah,
in a
that
list after the
slam,
network
like,
test passes.
So much
That way we can observe them and look into the lore a little bit deeper. Oh, come on, advertisements. Alright, moving on. Let's go.
Definitely the scariest movie. Come on, boys.
The
Let's
Wandering Nobles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Damn, they're not very good. I guess they're a good distraction, but like in terms of their actual damage output, they're just a distraction for Oro, basically.
Okay.
What is that right there behind him? He just passed like some kind of golden flower. What is that light over there? Do y'all see that? Very strange. Woo. Too bad the quality of this video is not higher. It's it says it's in 1440p right now, but I don't think it is. He's resorted to just being a mage caster for this instead of fighting it. What the hell does that do? Determination. Does that give you like hyper armor? Huh.
What is that? Ew.
That's so cool though.
Oh my god, what the hell? This is so
The
creepy.
grave tree.
Didn't even notice this.
Return to the entrance.
That's so awesome. So
Dude,
I think I got the
this
weapon
game
art
looks so
magic
good.
that,
I keep saying that. I'm sorry, guys. I've said that like 50 times, but you're going to probably hear it at least 50 more before we're done today. So.
Damn, he's badass.
It just looks so unique, but so familiar at the same time. It's so hard to explain.
Dude, bitch doesn't even have
It feels and looks like Dark Souls 3, but at the same time, it has its own unique identity.
He takes 0 damage. I'm out. Wait, maybe he's weak to magic. Oh my god, he's fast. Okay, wait. Look. Billion damage. 41. Nope. Goodbye. Oh shit.
Hamster, from seeing this, what do you think? Hamster, I'm curious to see what you have to say about this. What you thinking?
Oh shit.
You liking what you seeing?
Stop crouching, run.
We had some people in chat earlier saying they thought the game looked like shit. I'm like, dude, how the fuck can you say that? I think it looks amazing.
You can't catch me. I have verticality. He's out. He's done. Is he just shouting, or is he actually trying to attack me? I don't know. All I know is I want to go to the beach. Because there's weird shit happening. I don't know what that is.
What in the world is that?
I want to know what that is.
It reminds me of a Korok from Breath of the Wild.
Ew. What is happening here?
This is gonna be me when the game first comes out. I'm not gonna have any idea what the hell is going on.
Maybe I don't want to.
Oh god, I can't wait. Damn, those things have more health than I thought. Holy shit, he did 4 damage to that.
Oh shit.
Those don't look like they're going to be very easy to handle when you first start.
Nope. This is
Dude, the tentacles, oh my god.
Get away from me. Holy shit.
That looks like it's so much to contend with right there.
I made a big mistake coming down here. Oh my god. Okay, I want to see.
Welcome back, Payman.
Curiosity killed the Ouroboros.
I want to know what this thing is. What is this? You gotta like cut it off like a Korok.
If we can like stab it at the right time.
Does he not have the horse yet? I don't think he's gotten the horse yet.
Oh my god.
Oh, he got the weapon art called Determination.
I got Ash of War. Determination. Cool. Oh, we have that already. On our spear. That's awesome. So we can put it on other weapons now. Speaking of which, where the hell are other weapons? Haven't found one yet, but
yeah, the spear kind of sucks. If he had gone to the little like encampment, he could have bought the longsword, which is probably what I'll focus on my first playthrough. Especially now that I can see what all you can do with weapons and weapon arts, dude. Oh, it looks so freeing.
Really, no backstab?
Oh, he looks so cool.
He's got like a Murakumo. Oh shit. Oh shit, he mad. Yeah, I'd be mad if I got snuck up onto. Jump attack. I love that. Get parried,
Now,
dude!
Payman, you better be
Let's
civil.
go! Oh,
Be civil, my guy.
man. Oh, I think I got my Estus refilled from him. Yeah. He was a big enemy. Cure poison. Nice. That might be helpful. Holy fuck. This is amazing. All right, we got to make our way back. We got to make our way back. I think this is the end of the road for us. What is this? It's a church. Church of Ella. There's someone here. Looks like Santa Claus. Maybe he is. Fast travel.
I like how he's just sitting directly on the bonfire, just like in Dark Souls 2 and 3, how you could just like basically sit on it on accident.
I have determination. Quality winged spear. Magic winged spear. So it looks like changing.
When does the full game release? This comes out February the 25th of next year.
Changing your infusions. And it looks like the weapon art changes with the infusion. That's interesting. Two-hand that bad boy. What the hell? Homing crystal sword daggers? Sword daggers? Dude, homing crystal daggers. This is awesome.
Dude. God. I can't wait for this.
Holy shit. Okay, that's
Just
the coolest
experimenting with all the
game.
goodies that this game looks like it's going to
Oh my
provide
God,
is
that's
going to
so
be the
cool.
biggest
Oh shit,
fun
there's a
factor
dwarf
when it
there.
first
There's Santa.
drops.
Why is Santa in this game?
Hopefully they don't do too much
oh
with
my God,
nerfing and
Malcolm,
changing
nerdgasm,
of
I'm
abilities once
sorry.
it comes out, except for the
This is
things
so
that
fucking
genuinely
cool.
need it. Like, don't go Dark Souls 2 on us and
wow.
just nerf miracles for no fucking
Alright,
reason.
Pick up item. Smithing stone shard. I got one of them. Strengthen. Then runes to strengthen them. Up to +3 at a smithing table. You may meet a blacksmith who can make your armaments even stronger. Okay. I need one more and I can upgrade it to +1. Looks like you can upgrade everything except armor. Very cool. Alright. Let's talk to this dude that looks like Santa Claus.
You're tarnished. I can see it. But I can also see that you're not after my throat.
Yeah, just daggers pointed at you.
I like how I'm not the only one who sees the Santa Claus reference, though. That's, I think, the third person we've watched today that has also said that he resembles
Ask
Santa
shall
Claus.
receive telescope, and we can buy a bunch of weapons. Nice.
I want to know if that's actually called the Bastard Sword, though. I'm assuming it is, but...
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent.
Can we kill Nuclear in Elden? Huh?
Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
Oh, I will. I love him. I love him. Torrent is my best friend. Level up. Let's do it.
Shall I turn your runes to strength? Let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
Okay, so that's exactly like Dark Souls 3.
Damn.
Wonder what the hell robustness does, or focus,
Let's see what the soul
or
level meta
death.
is. It's level 69.
Why
You
are
guys
there
heard it here first.
resistances
No, I'm just fucking-
called
just fucking around.
death? That's odd.
So I hold triangle.
Must be
and
like the
then
new
I get my,
the
like,
new type
mini
of
hotbar.
curse.
That's so cool. Oh, hello.
Oh, can you kill NPCs? Yeah, absolutely. You can always kill NPCs in these games.
Oh my god.
Now, do you necessarily
Oh my god,
want
oh my god,
to?
oh my god.
Probably not, but who knows?
Oh shit. Let's go, let's go! Mounted combat, let's go! Oh my god. Ow. He has so much health.
I wonder if you can swing with the left trigger or the left bumper to swing from an alternate angle on the horse. Because right now he's only swinging on the right side of his horse. I wonder if there's a way to swing on the left side of your horse instead.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, he's got the whole army on him now.
Oh my god, what is this? What is this? There's cool shit there. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill you guys real quick.
Nice. Well, he went with the curved sword, so... Which shouldn't be a surprise because he's a falchion main.
Yeah, no, the bastard sword definitely more damage. Oh!
Damn, look at that damage. Holy shit.
Wow, look at
Spin slash is exactly the same as Dark Souls 3.
Get blended on. I need whatever this
I
is.
need to look and see what his level up requirements are being level 5 because he's not getting a lot of souls for killing the enemies. So I'm very curious to see what it takes to actually level you up. Hopefully it's not a lot. If it's more Dark Souls 2 style where levels are a little more free,
to know exactly what's about
then
to happen.
I don't know.
Let's fucking go.
I think I would like that. Damn it, we got another advertisement. That's the problem with watching long-form content like this. You always get an ad like every 5 to 10 minutes. And it's unskippable ads. Fantastic. Gotta absolutely love it when they're unskippable. There we go. Sorry, your keyboard wants to fix your words, but it sucks. It's all good, dude. I was just trying to figure out what the hell you were saying. I was like, huh? Nuclear? I didn't know what you were talking about. This character's design is pretty cool, but his weapon is very strange. It's almost like a walking stick. It's not even really like a legitimate weapon. It's odd. Margit the Fell Omen.
The first real boss, Margit. Oh!
Damn, that damage, though. He fucked Oro up with that throwing dagger. Hey, that actually does okay damage, but it's very slow. That's called the Carrion Glint Sword.
I tried my best.
It's very similar to Old Moonlight, where you can summon and charge the sword before actually unleashing it, so it does a little bit more damage, which is cool. He's dealing magic damage with his sword now, so the fact that you can like scale your weapon with whatever stats you want, that is absolutely amazing. That's probably the greatest innovation I've seen so far in the game. Just quality of life.
You bastard.
That was the biggest gripe I have with DS3 is I love my one character. But if I want to change my build, I have to go and farm a whole bunch of different versions of the same weapon and then use a different like gem on it to make it scale with that build that I've swapped to. And in this game, you don't have to do that. You take the same sword you've been using at whatever upgrade level it's already at, and you just bam. You can change whatever it scales with automatically. So, that's actually phenomenal.
He might be able to. I'm not about to find out.
Dude, blocking looks super good, though. If you pay attention, every single clip we've seen today, as you block with the shield, either they gave all shields drastically better stability, or they really wanted your stamina to be more effective in this game, because you can block so much. Like, try blocking that many hits back to back at level 5 in any of the other Souls games and see how many hits you can block before your guard gets broken. They're very forgiving with it in this game, it seems. Nice, he just used one of the new guard counters. What you do after blocking with your shield or weapon and then hitting R2 or right trigger, depending on what console you're playing on. I like how it has its own sound effect too, so in PvP you'll be able to know if someone's doing that or not.
I knew it.
Hopefully Oro will jump into some PvP for us to see, because we got to see a little bit in the Fextra Life video, and it looked just like Dark Souls 3, so I would be very interested to see what kind of crazy shit they've got in store for us. Why doesn't he parry? You know, that's a good question. His shield right now has a weapon art that is a parry, but it's for spell parrying, so I don't know if you can parry regular attacks with a spell parry or not. You could in Dark Souls 3, so I'm assuming you can in Elden Ring, but I'm not 100% sure about that. That could be why, though.
Holy shit.
Look at the emotes. We've got... Oh, that one's new. Stiff Bow. Wow. Man.
So that's all I can show you for now.
Oh, was that already the whole 30 minutes? Wow, that went by quick. Okay. So, let us see who's next. We got Iron Pineapple. He's got 25 minutes of gameplay footage, so we'll check that out. Oh, but we gotta watch these goddamn advertisements. Whoa! They love throwing some advertisements at you on YouTube nowadays, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Damn, really, we got another one. I should probably be streaming this directly off my PC so I can run my ad blocker, but I already had the Xbox opened up and ready to go, so I just fucking decided we were watching it on the Xbox, but let's see what Pineapple has to say about this. Oh my god, look how many giant crabs there are. Holy shit. Oh my god, look at that. Like 5 giants? Oh, that's a new enemy. We haven't got to see that yet.
Man, this game is just good. I'm so happy. If that's all you were curious about, then there you go. FromSoft seems to be on track to what is quite possibly one of the best games I've ever played. Bandai Namco invited me to play the network test on the PS5 a few days early alongside some other people, and I'm glad they did because I wouldn't have had enough time to do everything if I'd played during the open network test a couple days from now. If you yourself got into that test, try to play for as many of the time slots as you can.
Yeah, there's the katana. Got a very
hours of content if you're trying to
Bloodborne-esque moveset with the Chikage.
Like the culmination of every past FromSoft game since Demon Souls, and they managed to make it all fit within the framework of an open world setting. Something that quite
Fringe Folk's Rune. Hey, that's the first consumable soul we've seen so far.
Dark Souls 3 Part 2. Trust me when I say that it's much more than that. So in this video, I'm going to go over.
So you'll just be cracking like small rune stones to get runes from them. That's interesting.
Analysis on what does and doesn't work, and even the nitty-gritty on online mechanics and what the PvP meta might evolve into. I'm doing it all.
Wow, the PvP looks a little crazy.
Trying to fit everything into a single video, so I'll do my best to make sure this doesn't turn into a disorganized mess. Let's do it. The game starts off by giving you the choice between 5 classes. I did ultimately try them all, but I started off with the Bloody Wolf because the armor set on that one is just clearly the coolest looking. I was then immediately thrown into the game inside a dark cave.
Yeah, starting as the Bloody Wolf looks like the best experience if you're just trying to get like a good feel for what the melee combat has to offer.
This fall hurts you, and I found this to be an odd choice of introduction since you can actually fall a pretty long distance without taking any damage, and this feels like an unnecessary source of discouraging experimentation with that in the open world later on. Next, I was introduced to a Site of Grace, and these are basically just the new bonfire checkpoints. Some of these also have golden rays coming out of them that serve.
See, this is why I'm wanting to keep an eye on everybody's footage, is because everyone has everyone has a different view or different footage of like the game. So if you watch everyone's footage, you can really really
me,
get
high
a
barriers
like
that your character
very
can't go over
broad
are a thing of the past. I was
idea
constantly trying
of
to climb
like
on
what
top
the
of
game
everything
has
just
to
for the hell of it.
offer.
Though we didn't get access to it in the demo, I'm really looking forward to being able to explore
I'm
areas
sure
with
there
the
are
roof of this
people who
castle
are
on top.
literally
It completely
scouring
revamped the
every
established
second of
formula of
footage
Souls
from
level designs
every
with an even
single
greater
person
emphasis on
who's got
breaking barriers.
access to
This
it.
tutorial cave also
They're going to
explains
try to
several
find
new
every
combat
single
mechanics.
little
First
secret
is that
there
two-handing
is.
different in this game.
But
Instead of just tapping triangle, you now
I would
can
love
hold
to see
triangle
some
and
about the
then tap L1 for your
lore
right hand and
in
L1 for
terms
your
of
left hand.
gameplay,
This did
world
take a bit of getting
mechanics, and
used
all
to, but
that
it wasn't
stuff.
too
I'm
bad.
not
The main
really
reason this was done is because triangle is the new interact button.
it's not that I'm not
Perhaps
interested in
this
it,
can
but
be used because
I
it's
can
really
enjoy
built.
that stuff
Next, you
and
can break
figure
into
that out
stance
when
to
the
get a
game
critical
comes
hit
out
in.
and I'm
This
actually
is
able to
sort
play
of
it
a bit how it
myself.
works in
But the
Sekiro.
lore and
Two
stuff, I
ways
would
to do
like to
this are
get
by doing
as
jump
much
attacks or by
information
doing
about that
charge
as
R2
possible right
attacks.
now.
Speaking of Sekiro, Elden Ring also adds stealth to the Souls formula, and it feels pretty natural. No more needing to slowly tilt the left stick and walk over to an enemy if you want to sneak up on them. The last major update to the combat is the new guard counter move. After blocking an enemy attack with a shield or while two-handing a weapon, you can press R2 to do a very quick and very powerful counterattack. This move is easily one of the best new features to the combat, and it makes defensive playstyles
Dude,
a
the
lot more
lance looks
active than they've ever been
cool.
in past games. Landing these is very, very
I'm not gonna
satisfying.
lie.
With that, I was done with the tutorial
That
cave,
might
jumped in the
actually be
elevator, and
very,
I was
very
treated to a Breath
usable.
of the Wild-esque moment of stepping out into the open world for the first time. I took a minute just to look around and take it all in. This game is seriously beautiful. Even simple moments like looking up at the night sky had me staring. I've heard a little bit of discourse from people complaining that this game doesn't look good enough, but like, no? Are these people unfamiliar with FromSoft? FromSoft's thing has never been to be at the forefront when it comes to pure graphical fidelity. Instead, they rely on superb art direction to carry the visuals
Ooh,
of
look
their
at that.
games,
That looks
and
like a
Elden Ring is no
lion.
exception with some of the best enemy and environment designs I've ever seen. But yeah, after
Maybe
that,
some
I
people
walked
were
through
right.
the
Maybe that
first
one
very
boss is
well
not
by the
a
first
wolf.
NPC.
Maybe it is a
Feel
lion.
free to go off and die in a ditch somewhere.
Cool. Thanks, man. Then we got Mr. Horse Guy here. As is tradition with early optional enemies in a FromSoft game, this guy will absolutely ruin your day. It was kind of funny watching the game slowly transition from morning to night as I kept dying to this guy. He's tough. He also does a surprisingly good job of keeping up with you if you try to run away and use the terrain or nearby structures to your advantage. Like sure, you can take the high ground, but there's a solid chance he'll just jump up after you. There's also this incredible...
Oh, he had a
moment as you
different
run
spell
to a
right
nearby
there. What was
chapel,
that? I didn't
actually
get to
just
see what that said.
destroy
Hold on,
parts
let's
of
go
it as he
back.
tries to get
I'm
to
curious. Hold on. Let's go back about 10
by
seconds here.
structures to your advantage. Like sure, you can take the
Glintstone Stars. Yeah, that's a new spell. We haven't got to see that yet.
high
Let's.
ground, but there's
He
a solid
casts it and it shoots
chance he'll
1, 2, 3 little homing
just jump up
orbs
after you.
out.
There's also this
Cool.
incredible moment where if you run to the nearby
That's new.
chapel, he'll actually just destroy parts of it as he tries to get to you. This really caught me off guard and was just great.
Oh,
Other
dude, the
big enemies in
destructible
the open world have
environment
similar
is pretty
interactions with the
cool.
environment, like how this dragon will knock over trees during the fight. These are small details, but they really go a long way in
Oh,
making this game
nice.
feel
And he
both
actually
grand
caught
and
that
human.
tree like on
Ultimately, though,
fire.
despite the best efforts
That's
of his
cool.
pathfinding, you can still use the terrain and the church nearby to fight this guy. I expect this to be true for most of the overworld bosses and mini bosses, as this is sort of a natural consequence of any open world game with ranged attacks, especially one that
Yeah.
lets you jump.
I
In
was
fact,
afraid of
this sort
stuff like
gameplay
that.
with cheesing big enemies outside of boss arenas has been present in every Souls game. So I like looking at it as more of a problem-solving opportunity than a proper boss fight. But yeah, killing this guy rewarded me
Yeah,
with my
I mean,
first
that makes
actual
sense. He's
war,
got a
which
good
is really
outlook
cool in
on
the
it.
system. You can find a bunch of these as you explore, but basically the first thing you need to
Oh,
know
cool.
is
Okay,
that
so
weapon
the
resources don't
wind
come back.
is called
As a refresher on what those were,
Stormblade.
basically, if you press L2 while two-handing a weapon, or press L2 while holding a shield, you would do a special move that costs FP, or focus
Dude, that
points.
looks so
Back to
cool.
the Ashes of War you find, these allow you to switch the weapon art of a weapon to the one corresponding to the Ash of War. Now, not every Ash of War can go on every weapon, since there are sometimes restrictions like it must go on a slashing weapon, and some special weapons have an unchangeable weapon art, but I'm incredibly excited about the variety this level of customization adds to
Oh,
weapons. It's
interesting.
pretty huge. But
Wonder
that's
what
not
that
all.
weapon art
These
does.
Ashes of War also
Just
double
staggers
as a
people, maybe?
replacement to the weapon infusion system from previous Souls games. So like, if you wanted a weapon with quality scaling or a weapon with lightning damage, you now do that with an Ash of War. And since the two are linked together, this means that if you want a weapon with lightning damage, you also need to be okay with the lightning strike weapon art that comes with it. It's too early to say exactly how much this will affect weapon balance, but I think this will make things pretty interesting. With that out of the way, I went to the
That's
church and
actually
talked to the
very
merchant
interesting.
inside. I thought he was holding a back scratcher at first, but I think it's actually a sort of bow for his cool looking string instrument. He sells a bunch of useful items, but the biggest one is probably the crafting kit that unlocks the ability to craft items. I didn't do too much crafting, but it's kind of a neat system that encourages you to collect stuff like berries or animal bones as you're out exploring and turn them into items like arrows or a number of consumable buffs. I know some people get nervous when they hear the word
Holy
crafting in the
water
context of
pot.
an open
That's
world
what that
game, but this
is.
mainly seems like a completely optional system that mainly serves as an additional way to get items you'd usually buy from shops. After the church, I ran along and
Scriptstone.
followed a path through some trees nearby. By the way,
Ah, fucking advertisements. Here we go again with this bullshit.
Markets, flexible
you have infinite stamina whenever you're outside of combat, which is very, very appreciated and needs to be the standard for basically any open world game with a stamina system. I'm looking at you, Dragon's Dogma. I haven't forgotten. Anyway, I continued along the path until I found another site of grace, but this one is special because it triggers the cutscene where you meet Melina, who is the maiden of this game. She gives you a whistle that allows you to call your spectral steed Torrent whenever you want, as well as giving you the ability to level up. And can I just say, finally, thank you, FromSoft. FromSoft, you got it right in Dark Souls 1 with being able to level up at any bonfire. Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, and Dark Souls 3. I think they all have great hub areas, but man, sitting through 2 loading screens every time I wanted to level up definitely got old. Speaking of stats, all of
I
which will be
agree.
pretty familiar to you if you played any of the Souls games, with Dark Souls 3 being
Gold
closest,
pickled
but I wanna point out a couple
foul
notable
foot?
changes.
What the
First,
hell?
Don't make the mistake of thinking that Arcane is the magic stat, since it's basically just like the luck stat from earlier games. It does say that it can affect specific spells, however, I expect these to be pretty rare, and I didn't see any during the test that were arcane based. And second, equipment burden is now tied to strength. So if you want to wear heavy armor, you gotta put points in the strength. I actually think this is a pretty interesting change and definitely affects the balance between strength versus dexterity builds. I'm curious to see how that's going to develop in the full release. So yeah, we got our horse and the entire map is open at this point. There is still a main path along this route, but it would be a mistake to beeline it for that before exploring and leveling up more. Here's the map for context, and as you can see, there's quite a bit to explore outside of the main path. So from here, I pretty much just explored for a while. There are camps, dungeons, caves, and overworld events scattered around the entire map. Let's start with this enemy camp nearby. Areas like this are where the stealth system is the most useful and most fun to play around with. You can sneak around picking off guards one by one, and if you're spotted by a guy with a horn, he'll blow it and alert literally the entire camp. So prepare yourself for some 1v15 situations. On the topic of stealth, the new sleep arrows this game adds are seriously too good. At first I was like, why should I even bother with sleep arrows when I could just backstab an enemy? But that was before I learned of their true power. First of all, the duration is just nutty. I think it's a solid 45 to 60 seconds. Second, you can do maneuvers like this where you sleep multiple enemies at once. Third, it's not just for stealth and you can use it during combat. And fourth, you can even use them on big enemies like giants. They'll fall asleep instantly from just a single arrow. So yeah, do not ignore these things. They're going to be real good in the full game. Now it's time for the horse gameplay overview. And let me just say that I love this little guy. And what can only be described as a truly genius move on FromSoft's part, our horse can double jump. I kind of love this. When I watched the Elden Ring gameplay reveal back in June, this was unironically my favorite feature that they showed off. It's just so fun. Every time
it's very Skyrim-esque in the way that you can like cheese your way up the side of a mountain.
Was there ever anything there? No. Does it matter? No. If you can't understand the primal urge and subsequent satisfaction,
Church of Dragon Communion.
All I can say is that you and I are not the same. There are also these horse air jump pads. These are usually placed at the bottom of cliffs, and they allow you to jump all the way back up to the top. But what's really cool is how you can actually still control your direction while you're going up them. And what this means is that you can use them to jump the opposite of the intended direction and occasionally land in cool spots. That's enough about jumping. Let's talk about horse.
Wow, look at all these enemies. Wow.
L1 to swing right, L1 to swing left, R2 to heavy swing right, and L2 to heavy swing left. However, the heavy swings are these neat two-part attacks. For example, with the greatsword, you drag the sword along the ground while holding R2 before you do the swing. But the entire time, it has an active hitbox that lets you do cool stuff like this. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
Bow or cast magic from horseback. This all feels incredibly fluid, and the
wow, that pyromancy, the flame of frenzy, that looks cool.
I found out you can parry other guys who are riding around and knock them off their horse and land a killing blow. You can, however, get knocked off yourself as well, so you gotta be careful about using your horse too much. If you get knocked off, you can get punished hard by this 5-second animation of your character slowly getting up, in which you're vulnerable for the entire thing. I do think this is a necessary compromise for how powerful your horse can be, but it's something to keep in mind. So now that we're riding around and exploring, I want to get into some analysis of why FromSoft's approach to open world design actually seems to work. For a bit of context, part of me was a little nervous about the idea of another open world game. Trust me when I say I have an ungodly amount of experience with the genre, so I know how these games typically go, and
Cave
I also know
moss.
why a lot of them miss the mark.
Wonder what that's
there
for.
are 3 common pitfalls that a lot of these open world games fall into. One,
oh,
the
cool.
worlds often have a lot of empty space.
Crucible.
The draw for a lot of these games is their size.
Armor.
But it's usually impossible to fill them up with stuff to care about, so the result is a lot of dead or empty space with nothing of interest in it. 2, what is in these open worlds is frequently pretty samey. Like, cool, I can clear all 50 outposts, but most of these encounters aren't meaningfully distinct and will blend together in your mind. And third, the reward from these encounters and exploring either isn't meaningful, or if it is meaningful, there probably isn't much variety to it. An example of meaningful but with little variety would be the spirit orbs in Breath of the Wild. Surprises are fun, and it's a lot less fun when you know exactly what you'll get from doing something. Now granted, I've only seen a small portion of the entire game, but I think Elden Ring avoids all of these problems. Its world is filled to the brim with handcrafted encounters, and the rewards for all of them was something new and worthwhile. I actually missed quite a bit on my first run through the demo because I was so used to the mentality of avoiding areas that I thought would just be empty. But no, every time there was something to find. I found multiple bosses and hidden caves in areas where other developers would have simply put nothing. I experienced the epitome of this design philosophy when I was riding around on my horse near some random grouping of trees and bushes. I suddenly heard someone talking to me and found an NPC that had been turned into a bush. And just like that, boom, a new NPC questline. FromSoft has always had tons of secrets in their games, but it's seriously impressive as hell to see how they've still...
What the hell? Is he a monkey man? What the hell? Did y'all see that? It's like a rat dude.
It's a really, really big Dark Souls level with a variety of smaller Dark Souls levels scattered and hidden throughout it. That's basically what this game is, and that's why it works. That classic FromSoft level design is present even in the open sections. Beep, 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 beep. Hold on, I'm getting an important message here. Let's see. It says, power stancing is back, baby. Arguably the best feature from Dark Souls 2 is even if you hate that game, which is the wrong opinion, by the way, you gotta admit power stancing ruled. And it just works this time. No need to worry about weird 1.5 times stat requirements. As long as two weapons are in the same weapon class, you can get a dual wield moveset swinging them both at the same time. You got L1
That's
combos,
amazing.
attacks, rolling attacks, and even jumping attacks for every weapon class. Shout out to the double lance, which I'm already predicting is going to be extremely toxic in PvP. If that's not enough to convince you that combat has really been elevated this time around, there's more that FromSoft added. This time, R1 attack chains now have 4 to 6 distinct animations for each weapon, one-handed and two-handed. For context, in Dark Souls 3, chaining R1 attacks together would just swap between two animations, left, right.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna mute my mic, guys. The lawn dude's weed eating outside my window, so give me just a second.
Like a greatsword have a 4-hit chain, and faster weapons like a dagger have a 6-hit chain. Given that this is the move most people are going to rely on for the entire game, especially when dealing with bosses, it's really cool how we have this extra variety and visual flair now. They still added more though. This game has 2 different running attacks for each weapon depending on if you press R1 or R2 while sprinting. Dark Souls 3 kind of had this since pressing R2 while sprinting was also a different attack, but it's the exact same attack as doing a standing jumping attack, so it doesn't really count. We also have 2 different types of jump attacks, lighter horizontal jump attacks and stronger vertical jump attacks. I mentioned this earlier, but the stronger ones are especially good at breaking an enemy's stance. So all this combined with the new guard counters and posture system creates a really big step in the evolution of combat since Dark Souls 3. If anyone says that this combat is just Dark Souls 3 again, they're incorrect. Oh yeah, also bow jump attacks. Bow jump attacks. Bows have never felt better in a FromSoft game, and I think it's finally actually viable to primarily rely on a bow if you really wanted to. But wait, I haven't even touched on magic yet, so let's cover that now too. Also, for this section, spells refer to intelligence-based magic, and miracles refer to faith-based magic. At a glance, magic isn't a huge departure for how it worked in Dark Souls 3, but there's one very big change. This time, most spells and miracles can be charged by holding R1 or L1 to do a more powerful version of that magic for the same FP cost. Some spells also have a sort of combo system to them where you can do multiple casts in a row to fire them off more quickly. Just look at some of these. They're so good.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. That was extremely loud. I didn't want that to be in my recording, so.
Charging it up is also very satisfying. If you're playing in the network test yourself,
I'm actually kind of glad to hear that Arcane is not going to be heavily reliant
hopefully this is
as a magic-based stat. It's more like luck was, so that's actually kind of good to hear that.
One more thing to cover that's related to magic is the new summoning system. Whenever you're near a rebirth monument, you can summon spirits to help you. These monuments are super hard to spot though, so you
my god, just seeing this gameplay though
usually placed near big groups of enemies,
is so eye-opening.
For the primary purpose of helping split aggro. Also, fun fact,
spirit jellyfish
to heal your spirits. If you've ever wanted to play the PvE support class, that's kind of an option in certain areas now. Now, in no particular order, I'm going to list off a bunch of moments that made me go, hey, that's pretty neat. First,
oh, damn. More advertisements. All I want to do is see the game.
First, we got this shield I found. I was exploring a pretty hidden tower on the edge of the map, and inside I found a snake shield. You can
coil shield.
As a sort of poison whip on enemies.
Oh, that's sick.
I can't wait to
dude, the range.
Weapons with wild designs. Next, there are these enemies nearby that are just stacks of orbs. They're not only non-hostile, but they're also incredibly weak. So if you decide to attack one, it's pretty easy to just kill it in one hit. With that in mind, I was pleasantly surprised that they gave these guys a bunch of weird attack animations, considering that they're basically a non-threat. I think this is where a lot of the charm in FromSoft games comes from. Putting lots of effort into something like this that most people will never
really, you can crouch under the hitbox. That's kind of cool, actually.
Very cute. This entire carriage encounter is cool, and I like how if you kill one of the giants that's pulling the carriage, the other one just kneels down and can't move anymore. On the beach, there was this strange magic path that was tracing the shape of a triangle really quickly. At first I thought maybe I was supposed to trace along with it, but it turns out it's just an invisible enemy that you have to time your hit to. Lastly, there's a day-night cycle, and the bat enemies seem to be more active at night. This is a nice touch, so
that's
cool.
cool.
More time-dependent interactions later on, since this is the only one I noticed for this portion of the game. I'm looking over my notes here, and there's still a few more important new mechanics to cover. So here's another quick list.
Nice.
Fast traveling is now available from almost anywhere on the map, not just bonfires.
The pyromancy, I don't see a lot of people playing around with pyromancy, so I'm wondering if it's not really available in the network test.
Large enemies like giants. This is a nice way to let you explore the world without constantly needing to restock.
The giant crab army.
There are these new statues called Stakes of America that allow you to respawn at them if you happen to die nearby. These are pretty much always near boss rooms if a site of grace isn't already
Damn, dude,
nearby.
that Stormblade weapon art does seem very powerful.
Run back to the boss after dying that the Soul series is known for. I personally really like this change, and it makes retrying tough sections a lot less frustrating. Before I get into the discussion of the online co-op and PvP, I want to summarize the rest of the demo for when I got back on the main path after exploring the open world portion. I worked my way up this windy mountain pass and into a tunnel. This tunnel led to the main boss of the demo, Margit.
I can't wait to see what Prod uploads for his part too, because my god, everyone has been focusing on very vastly different things, which I'm thoroughly appreciative of. We have gotten to see so much of Elden Ring today, it is insane.
One of the first main bosses in the full game, because I can already see a lot of people struggling. After the fight, I finally had access to the castle.
I wonder if Lobos got early access.
Knives strapped to their feet alongside giant, horrifying arm monsters. And just as
Holy
I was really
shit.
getting into it, I reached this ladder to the next section and got a message saying that it was the end of the demo. I had actually almost forgotten that this wasn't the full game.
Wow, more awaits you in the final release or the official release. Damn, that sucks.
Probably. And with all that covered, I'm going to spend the next few minutes going over everything related to the online in this game. If you're watching this video, it's probably safe to assume you're familiar with how it works in Souls games, but just in case, basically you can summon other players into your world to help you kill bosses, while other players invade your world and try to kill you. Both of these features have returned in Elden.
Wait, was he playing with Oh, that's Peeve. I forgot about Peeve. We'll have to watch Peeve's video.
Feels good. There's a lot of changes and additions this time around though. First off, to even see summon signs as a host, you need to use a consumable finger remedy item. This isn't too bad since you can craft these yourself pretty easily, but it's something to keep in mind. Now for probably the most controversial change, solo players are no longer able to be invaded by default. If you summon a co-op partner, you open yourself up to PvP, but you won't get invaded if you don't. This change honestly makes sense, but I already see a lot of people being disappointed by it. One of the main reasons I think this was done is because your horse is disabled during online for both co-op and PvP. It would have been a pretty awful experience if you were constantly being thrown off your horse because of invasions.
Yeah,
However,
that would suck.
You can still get invaded as a solo player if you use this tongue item, which is basically the equivalent of the dried finger from previous games. Unfortunately, and I really hope they change this, you can only use this item to lure in invaders after using the consumable finger remedy item as well. What this means is that effectively you need to pay in order to make the game harder for yourself. And naturally, this is going to lead to very few solo players bothering with this feature. I think at the very least, using the dried finger item should be free. If not, expect to pretty much exclusively invade people doing co-op. But yeah, let's talk a bit more about co-op.
That kind
I'm
of sucks,
really
but I get it.
excited about how there are almost no boundaries with where you can go during co-op, and the whole experience is pretty seamless. Basically, you can go anywhere in the overworld, at least in the portion we had available during the network test, in a single online session. There weren't fog walls blocking us off, and what's even better is that this same freedom extends to the mini dungeons you can find. So for example, you can get summoned in the overworld, explore around with your partner, find a dungeon, and then run through that dungeon to fight the boss at the end, all without any interruptions. It just works. I had so much fun doing this.
Yeah, but do you get kicked out after you kill the boss? Because that would kind of suck.
Just good. This is tangentially related, but I want to summarize a really fun co-op experience I had while playing with a friend. I was trying to show them this dungeon entrance I found, but I forgot that it was blocked off and you needed to use your horse to jump over it. Since this was online, however, that wasn't an option since the horse was disabled. This led to the sequence of us trying to jump on the walls, past the obstacle, and eventually we actually found the way. I feel like this wasn't intentional, but I really hope there are more little moments like this in the full game with finding different ways to get to where you want to go via the new platforming options.
Wow, did you see that phantom lag though?
I want to go back to talking about invasions because
I was kind of worried about that.
To help invaders out this time. First, when invading, the direction of the host will appear on your compass at the top of the screen, but this is only for the invader and the host will have no idea where the invader is coming from. I think this will allow for a lot of potential ambush situations if you plan ahead accordingly. Second, whenever you invade, you get 10 of these phantom bloody finger items on your hotbar. These are only there while you're in the other person's world and will go away once you leave. The description says that they allow you to attempt another invasion of the most recently invaded world. How they actually work is that it allows you to respawn spawn nearby wherever the host is. This is useful for 2 reasons. The first is that this allows you to get close to your target again if they happen to run off. This seems to be the intended use and was likely put in the game as a way to mitigate the sheer scope of the open world and the
Oh, that's
potential
actually a
frustration that
very
comes with that
handy
while
tool.
invading. However, the second use feels a bit unintentional. If you happen to find yourself getting overwhelmed, you can just pop one of the fingers as a means of escaping. This allows you to leave, potentially heal up, and then find the host again. And this is weirdly effective because of how fast using this item is. From the other player's perspectives, you just completely vanish. And I'm not totally sure how I feel about this, as I can see this being abused pretty easily. But
Yeah, I
honestly,
could see that
it's
being
fine,
abused
since the game is already
hardcore.
pretty rough. And I almost forgot, one more big online feature is the addition of summoning pools. These serve as areas for people to send their summon signs to. So that
Honestly, though,
one can
ganking
summon
is such a
down.
problem in Dark
Basically,
Souls
you use
3.
either the one for co-op or
You
the
get
building,
those
and then
really
people will
sweaty
find your summon in
ganks.
one convenient
I could see
location.
that actually being a
The other way
very
for finding
nice
there is
tool
also
to
an
help
option, but I think
alleviate
it's
some of the
pretty
stress
tough
of
for finding
being
people to summon
hardcore
possible.
ganked.
Now, with all that out of the way, I can finally get into the good stuff. The PvP meta discussion, the real reason you're here. Please note that this is all subject to change, and not everything I'm going to say is 100% confirmed, but I feel pretty strongly about how things are going to work. And I already know how people are going to react to some of this, but bear with me. So first off, Dark Souls 1 Poise seems to be back. Yep. Now I know half of you are excited, half of you are panicking, and half of you have no clue what I just said, but just relax. Let's start by answering the question of what even is Poise. Poise is a stat you could raise by wearing heavy armor. and allow you to
Feral
take hits from
calling.
attacks without getting
What was that
staggered.
called?
The reason I
Feral
mentioned Dark Souls
calling
1
finger
specifically is because
remedy.
in that game, you could take a hit even if you weren't swinging a weapon, and this meant you could essentially just walk through certain attacks. The result of this is that a lot of people would walk through an attack and get a free backstab, and PvP was kind of a mess. All of this appears to be the same in Elden Ring, with the important note that backstabs are a lot closer to how they were in Dark Souls 3 instead of Dark Souls 1. So you actually can't get a guaranteed backstab from walking through an attack. We
No,
confirmed this by
but
testing.
could you
Now, I wanna note that
sprint?
maybe this will work for certain weapons, but at the moment, I don't think you need to worry about people walking through attacks for free backstabs. All in all,
Well, that
I think
is
people who
good, but
straight
that
hits with
still
certain
doesn't mean
weapons
you're out of the
seems to be
park.
pretty functional this time. Okay, next big thing. Guaranteed combos don't seem to be a thing. What I mean is that in past games, usually landing an R1 attack guaranteed at least another R1 to land due to the hit stun inflicted.
Oh, there's
by
no
the
two-hit
first.
combos
No, it's
anymore?
not a thing in Elden Ring PvP. Even with a fast weapon like a katana, we could only get one hit at a time. I definitely need to play around more to form an opinion on how
Huh.
this is, but it does seem like maybe high damage weapons are the way to go if you're only going to get in one hit at a time. There's one more big thing I want to talk about in terms of PvP meta shenanigans: the kick move. FromSoft actually removed the kick from the base moveset of your character in Elden Ring. As a
Really?
reminder, the way kicks worked in Dark Souls 1 and 3 is
You
that
can't kick
touch the
anymore
ground
the
before
standard
escaping
way?
pressing
Oh,
R1.
that
This was a
is
semi-decent
very
option for
interesting.
breaking the guard of someone blocking. While they removed it from the base moveset, a super version of it is still in the game via the bare-handed moveset. The game doesn't
Oh.
tell you this, but it turns out the L2 weapon art on your bare fist is this super kick move. And this thing
Dude,
is
that's
so
actually
strong
kinda
that you can
cool.
actually break the guard of a person with full stamina depending on the shield they're using. Once their guard breaks, you have enough time
No,
to
that's
shoot
actually
them
amazing. That
and
makes
then
it a
get
lot
rid of it.
easier
I
to
can
pull
see
off
this
a
being
kick
used
when you
pretty
actually want
extensively with
to.
anyone using a shield, and I anticipate a lot of new players getting caught by this early on.
Yeah, I
something to keep in
bet.
mind. But yeah, I had a lot of fun just messing around with PvP
Huh,
and
force,
fight
it's
clubs
called
are once again
rejection.
possible, and let me just say that it's a really strange but good feeling watching a fight on a random hillside in a big open world game. It's just kind of a cool vibe, you know? It's still too early to say for sure how good it will be.
I
in the
cannot
future,
wait
but
for
at the moment, I'm
PvP.
actually pretty hopeful for the PvP scene in this game.
No two-hit combos,
Within the
though.
community,
That's
I think it's
interesting.
pretty
That means
easy
if
to
you're
set on
using
how
a
people's
very,
favorite
very big
FromSoft
weapon,
game is.
you're going to
There
have
seems
to
to
be
be a mix of
very,
overwhelming
very
majority
careful,
favorites.
because if you
I
hit
think there's a
someone now,
very
you're not
big chance that's
guaranteed to
gonna
be able to
change
get
once
that
Elden
second
Ring
hit
releases in a
in.
few months. This feels like the culmination of all the games FromSoft has ever made, and I think it's the game they've always wanted to make but never had the proper resources or time to until now. In case you couldn't tell,
What the hell was that?
I really,
Reduvia?
really like my time
Reduvia?
playing Tusk, and I seriously
I
can't
don't
wait
know.
until I have the full game.
Oh, it's a
not
weapon.
often that a super high-profile game lives up to the hype, but fuck, I think Elden Ring just might.
God damn, guys. Oh, god damn. Oh, we've got how many videos? Can I do a quick refresh? Oh, wait, whoops, fuck. Yeah, there we go. Get a refresh. Let's see how many more videos we've got here. Okay, so we've got another 30-minute video and this video from Lance McDonald that's 13 minutes. Lance would be a very interesting video to watch because he actually got the PS4 version of the game, not the PS5 version of the game. So that we'll get to see the old console version of the game. See if it's noticeably different or not. Now, they already did say that we're not going to have of the higher frame rates that the new consoles will have, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, so we'll see.
Harvey Weinstein was cancelled. No, Harvey Weinstein was not cancelled. No, he was indicted. There's a difference. He was convicted. All right? For person.
Fucking advertisements, I swear. Okay, so this is PS4 footage. And of course it has spoilers, because the game's not out. So I'd say it's pretty self-explanatory. Is this just clean footage? Is he not gonna narrate? Ooh. Oh, there's that lion enemy again. He had a blade on his arm that time, though. Okay, so seeing this not in 60 frames is definitely noticeable. Hopefully there's no frame dropping on last-gen consoles, but we shall see. Yeah, it looks like this may just be a complete, just uncut gameplay sequences. No narration this time, which is good, because that's really what I'm in it for. I just want to see some of the cooler things. Dude, that weapon art takes forever to get off, but it does look fantastic. The demi-human chief. Wonder what it means to be demi-human. That's weird. Damn, he did a lot of damage right there. I wonder what level he is.
Network test version, we finally have a chance
Okay, he is going to talk.
Software's game engine running for the first time ever natively on a new generation of console platforms, specifically the Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5. With this being the case, it is of course tempting to experience this early version of Elden Ring running at its best. However,
Ooh.
given this chance, and
Yeah, he's got to be higher level right here. Look at the damage he's dealing. Everyone else who was fighting him was like super low level and barely tickling him, but he's doing considerable damage per hit, so...
perform on this lower powered machine is one that needs to be addressed first. Specifically, I spent around 20 hours with Elden Ring Network test version running on the oldest launch day model of the PlayStation 4 console.
Really?
Equipped with the originally installed 5400 RPM 500GB hard drive. Missing out on playing the game at its best so that you can see it at its worst was a sacrifice I was willing to make for the sake of research. So let's spend some time today just taking a look over how the game plays while running.
Let me turn this up, because he's actually going into some details that we haven't got to see yet.
Talk about what exactly we're dealing with here. From both a visual and technical perspective, the opening moment where we first step out into Limgrave is absolutely stunning. The incredible use of seamless level of detail assets spanning vast distances is by no means a new paradigm at play here. But the combination of scale and density, which is immediately on display, is like nothing seen before in this game engine. From Software have been using...
Okay, so automatically what I'm noticing is the frame rate.
A perfect snapshot of the distant game world.
The frame rate is very distinctly worse.
Players get to experience the massive open world without the need for fog or limited draw distances to keep the pace of performance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wonder if the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X, though, will have an increase to frame rate.
The vast field ahead is littered with tightly packed areas set up for intimate encounters, as well as wandering mobs of enemies and creatures bearing various degrees of hostility. The majority of which can be seen going about their duties, even from a great distance.
Oh, nice, there's a wolf. A domesticated wolf. Dude, that Thunderbolt skill looks so cool. Damn, don't block with a small shield. That guy's got a war pick, though.
Similarly, trees, foliage, and grass stretch out across the landscape without significant draw distance limitations to distract from the overall incredible scene. Whether taking place outside in the vast field or inside...
I mean,
smaller
other than the
camps,
frame rate
ruins,
being
and
lower on the
dungeons,
PS4, it
combat
looks
plays out with a wonderful
identical.
fluidity
Like,
regardless.
basically the exact
Whether
same
by
as
slow-paced
the
stealth or a full
Dark
frontal
Souls
assault
3
requiring
was on
well-timed
PC
dodges and
versus
parries,
consoles, so...
performance holds steady, making it easy to enjoy regardless of the lower hardware specifications driving the experience here.
That's good. That's exactly what I was just about to say. He said it for me. Cool.
Throughout my time playing, there was never a moment where I felt that I would have been better able to react to or cope with a challenge if I had have been playing on a more powerful system. There is absolutely a solid, enjoyable experience to be had by anyone for whom the PlayStation 4 is the most powerful.
Oh, looky there, the crab army!
The comparison to make is of course to Sekiro, or even Dark Souls 3. Two previous titles that really
There's the
set
Nazgul.
expectations going forward for anyone who played those already on the same hardware.
Dude, I hope you can farm his armor. That looks so cool. That cape is gonna be the most weeb thing ever. It does look like a fucking Nazgul, though. That's so sick.
My initial concerns had been that the much greater scope of Elden Ring would mean that the game engine we had already seen pushed to its limits on the PlayStation 4 would now finally buckle and break. However, time clearly spent on optimizations and some changes to the way the game engine balances between rendering individual distant creatures and large mobs of nearby enemies creates a well-functioning system devoid of any overt performance dips where it matters most.
That's good. See, this guy is going in there and telling people the real nitty-gritty details. Like, most casual fans, they don't give a fuck about what this guy's talking about, but this is all good news. It's all good news. Because I was actually kind of curious how the original
Exploring
Xbox
the
One and the
open world of
PS4
Elden
would
Ring
handle
Network test
this.
version is a fantastic experience.
And it seems like it's
Making
going to be
slow
just
and steady
fine.
Progress, clearing out enemies across such a huge expanse.
Granted, this
comes
is
with
just
a
the network
strangely
test. This is
addictive
not the final
satisfaction.
release, so...
Regularly coming across a new encampment to be looted, meeting a new character, hinting at a quest line to be explored.
You? Yeah, you there. Stop pretending you can't see me.
Or discovering a signpost directing us to a dungeon, wherein I happened to find my personal favorite boss design of my time spent with the game. The moment-to-moment gameplay flows incredibly well.
Ordovis's Vortex.
On that note, the number of bosses to be found in the network test version is far beyond what you're likely expecting when initially going in. Having expectations set by previous network tests in the series, there has almost always only been one boss to find throughout. This is a dramatically different situation.
Which is very good. That's cool.
Going back to performance, of course the game is running here from the slowest possible storage device, the aforementioned 5400 RPM hard drive. Asset streaming is clearly no issue, high-speed traversal goes off without a hitch.
Oh look, a slime! That's the first slime we've seen so far. I was wondering if we were going to get to see one. Those have been around since fucking Kingsfield.
So that mostly leaves the question of loading times. When dying and returning to a point nearby, loading is extremely fast, typically around 15 seconds. Many boss encounters will only send you a short distance away, so continuous retries don't feel like a chore.
Oh, damn, that was fast. And this is on PS4.
Out in the field, death is more likely to send you a little further away. And in these situations, I did measure loading times closer to around 22 seconds. Still absolutely no problem at all considering the hardware at play. But of course we need to talk about frame rate. Elden Ring Network
What the hell's that, a
test
dog?
version is, of course, capped at 30 frames per second when running on base PlayStation 4 console.
Damn, that looks just like
I'm sure
DS3
that's
dog there with a
obvious from the
rescan on
footage
it.
we've taken a look at so far. And I think, based on what you have seen so far, it's very likely I've already given you a good idea of whether or not you'll be able to enjoy the game at this level of performance. So hopefully with that decision already cemented in mind, let's take a look at the one glaring issue
Oh,
that
skeletons.
has truly stood the test of time.
That makes
Elden
sense, seeing
Ring
as how they
network
were
test
hung up
version has a
above.
frame rate cap
Cool.
implemented in a way that synchronizes frame timing not to the vertical refresh of the display device, but instead to a 33 millisecond timer, which resets every time a frame is displayed. This means that if a frame renders late, all subsequent frames will render off pace for a short time before resynchronizing a moment later. This is, of course, something commonly referred to as bad frame pacing. As you can see on the frame rate graph, the main line typically stays at the 30 FPS average, but from time to time it will wobble erratically as frames are suddenly being rendered out of step with the monitor's refresh rate. As was the case in Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro before it, the same method of frame synchronization is implemented here. Thankfully, what this means is that if you were fine with those previous titles, you'll have a great time here. The overall average frame rate has no issue at all maintaining a steady 30 FPS, with drops only occurring during large full-screen effects, such as getting caught in a huge explosion.
Yeah, but how does that work when there's fucking 3 players in your game and it's having to keep up with all of them?
Frame timing issues, I personally wasn't able to tell whether or not there'd been any change in how things were handled in comparison to previous titles. It wasn't until I went back and analyzed this footage I was able to say for sure. In my case, I'm lucky for this not to be a problem for me. However, if you're sensitive to stutters, especially in camera movement, enough so to impact your experience with Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3 or Sekiro previously, then you'll likely find somewhat noticeable issue once again here. It's quite interesting to see such a strange engineering decision made so long ago in the development of this game engine persists still today.
Yeah, but they're doing what they can with the time constraints given, and with Corona really fucking them up, there's no way they could alter their entire game engine for a new release. Now that everything's kind of settled down a bit, maybe Elden Ring 2 will have some really dramatic changes to like the engine and the format of the game. So, we'll see. I think it's kind of unfair to expect more than what FromSoft has already given us so far, just because of Corona and how it really fucked everybody up, so.
Still, the fact that the vast majority of Elden Ring network test version runs at a solid 30 FPS regardless is an incredible feat, and overall is a great experience on the older hardware. I don't want to focus too much on the actual numbers when it comes to performance, for one because there's not much more to be said on the matter, but also because at this point the only people who are going to play Elden Ring on a base model PlayStation 4 console are those for whom there's no other alternative. Knowing that the game is an absolutely playable, enjoyable experience is something I hope I've been able to at least somewhat reassure here today. I'd love to talk more about my experience with Elden Ring network
so that's
test
all Lance
versions
has.
from a more gameplay, mechanical, and scenario perspective, but I think I'll leave things at that for now.
Okay. So that's all Lance gave us, but now that we've watched all of that, we've actually got another video from Fextra Life that has been uploaded 30 minutes ago. So we're going to jump into that and see what all they've got to show us this time, because the first video was like an overview. Hopefully this will be a little bit more detail here. Or is this going to be completely uncut footage? Elden Ring, 30 minutes of gameplay reveal, network test start, middle, and end footage. Okay, so we've got a good through line footage here. Oh, he killed that dung beetle and got a weapon art. Piercing Fang. Interesting. So the warrior class looks like it's not only a warrior, but it's also a pyromancer? That's kind of interesting. I wonder what pyromancy will scale with this time around. Nice. Dude, those guys have a really cool longsword. Hopefully we can get that. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, the Dragonfire has a lot more range than I thought. Learning to parry these guys is going to be very important to taking them down, because apparently if you parry someone who's on horseback, they instantly get knocked off their horse. Oh, he just used Warcry. Look at him glowing. So his shield does not have 100% physical block. You can tell because every time he blocks, he takes a tiny, tiny bit of damage. So, that's interesting. They've kept that system in the game for sure. Another heavy meteorite fragments. Those are a consumable item like the firebomb that you can use to summon a lightning storm on the ground in front of you. It's very cool. Seems like something you can use for crowd control if you're on a melee focused build who doesn't have a bunch of spells to use, so that's good. They're giving players a lot of different options to deal with different scenarios, so that's very, very good. The FP requirement for spells doesn't seem to be too bad either. The spells are kind of forgiving this time around, from what we've noticed. Doesn't seem to take a shit ton of FP, but when you are using a spell that has a high FP requirement, it's never enough FP to like not be worth it. It always seems like it's worth the damage you're getting. As you can see, the horse is extremely maneuverable, which makes traversing and fighting big enemies like this crab a little bit easier. Granted, this was played a little sloppy right here, so you definitely could probably have done better. The spell spamming against the crab probably wasn't the best idea, because it takes a while to incant that spell and get it off before you're actually allowed to move again. But we killed the crab, and you get crab eggs as a crafting material, so that's interesting. You can find those bug enemies all over the map. These little egg sac looking things that are all around are like bug spawn points that will literally spawn those little mosquito looking things over and over again. So, and if you paid attention right there, you can see the dragon is extremely resilient to fire damage. So using dragon fire is not really a good option for this fight. So taking a more melee focused approach might be a wiser choice. As you can see, those little bugs flying around, these eggs, they're actually kind of a nuisance because you'll lock onto the bug instead of the actual dragon when you're fighting it. So you got to be really careful you're not locking onto something you don't want to on accident, because it'll really swing your camera around and kind of fuck you. The dragon just killed the bug with his tail whip though, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. Got that classic Dark Souls 3 death sound when anything dies, so. This is a very Midir style fight from Dark Souls 3. Some of his attacks are very, very similar to Midir, especially his flying attacks when he blows fire as he's flying. That attack right there in particular looks like it's going to be extremely annoying to dodge, so blocking that may be the wisest option. But when you die, you can respawn at a point called a Statue of Marika or whatever, and it's like right next to the dragon. So if you die while fighting him, you can literally retry like immediately after, so you don't have to worry about running halfway across the map to get back to where you died and then fight the dragon again. So it's very convenient. Like, there's a lot of quality of life stuff in this game. Certain enemies can indeed damage each other too. Like these giants right here, if you get them right next to each other and they start swinging like crazy, they can actually hurt each other. Which is a kind of cheesy way to like kite the enemies around and make them kill one another. It does take a very long time, but you can do that. As you can see, magic is extremely useful while on horseback. Sorcery and faith in particular are going to be extremely abusable on horseback. These larger giants, while they look big and slow, they're actually able to keep pace with you pretty easily when you're on foot. They can run extremely fast too, don't underestimate them. Got some massive hitboxes as well. We're actually seeing a bug right here. He's acting like he has his sword in his hand, but the sword is still on his back, so just a slight glitch right there. But so far, that's the only glitch I have seen in all of the network tests, so that's a good thing.